it foggy outside. All the planes have been grounded. Ain't the fire inside? Let's all go stand around it. Funny, I've been there, and you've been here. We ain't had no time to drink that beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sandman podcast. I am your host, Brian W. Tosh, joined as always by our resident hack checker, Oliver Fullington.
Yo.
Our producer and co-host, El Hilo del Hack, Tyler Fullington. And the man whose stories got stories, the hardcore icon, the Sandman. Hack, how the hell is it going today?
I'm still on a high, even though I'm still absolutely tired. Didn't get out of my bed until Tuesday at like noon. I was so tired from the weekend, but wow, what a blast with me and all my family together for the whole weekend. What fun. And Chavo, too. Chavo's a great dude. Love him.
Yeah, I saw a lot of stuff over the weekend with you guys, and probably the thing that I saw that was the funniest for me was seeing you and Franny sing The Greatest American Hero.
Yeah, I'll probably get a Grammy for that, just saying. Is that what you would get? Did I get that right?
You did,
You're asking the wrong crowd.
Yes.
A Grammy, an Emmy,
I almost said an Emmy, but Grammy's
a
music.
Pulitzer.
Yeah, no, you
I already have that.
No, that was super cool, and I know you guys were... Where were you guys? You guys were in West Virginia?
I don't know. We were in actually 3 different states. So because West Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio. We were in all 3 this weekend. We might have just drove through one of them or not. I don't know.
Okay.
Was that just like a random occurrence? You guys doing the singing, or was that?
Well, no, it was just the music came over the intercom when we were backstage, and we were in 2 different conversations, but we were only like 5 feet away. And we both started singing the song because we watched the show when we were younger, and it turned into a little duet.
Okay.
What show is that?
The Greatest American Hero?
Yeah, Greatest American Hero.
Yeah. We're going to have to... yeah, it was an 80s show.
I'm walking on it.
All right, take it easy, karaoke over here. I know, guys, we are super excited. We're recording this on Thursday, June 6th.
NBA Finals, baby.
NBA Finals tonight. I know that we are super, super excited for this series. Celtics and Mavs. Hack, I got to ask you, and we'll ask you, Ty and Ollie, too. Who do you guys got for the finals? What's your pick?
All right. My whole thing is I need to wait a little bit because if they're saying they're going to start Porzingis, then and how much Porzingis plays is a totally different series. So right now I really can't make a call. I just can't.
Wow, you're just not even big.
I can't because Porzingis, I don't.
It does change the series, but just
changes the series a lot. But he hasn't played in like what 8 weeks.
It's been a while.
You know what I mean?
I think the Celtics are better when Horford's on the court. That's just me, though.
Horford has been playing his ass off, though, in these playoffs.
Yes.
He's been playing great, hustling everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I can go really either way on this one, but obviously my heart's leaning to Dallas. I hope the Mavs take it, but I don't know.
Leaning why? Is it like Mark Cuban? And he doesn't even own him anymore. He sold him.
No, he did sell him. I don't know. I just kind of look. I don't like Boston, so I think I'm definitely biased here. All
right. I was telling Ty this afternoon. I'd rather Boston win because they have less of a chance of repeating next year.
Oh, okay.
You think about it like that.
No, that's an interesting take. I kind of like that.
Fuck that.
But I can't. But
I know you
But
guys.
it's not like the NFL though, where like you can't.
Go
repeating
Mavs.
is so hard to go back. Like, Boston's was there in the finals 2 years ago. They were in the conference finals again last year, and then I think like 3 years ago they were in the conference. I mean, they've been there.
Boston for that. Hate the Sixers for blowing the process.
I do.
Of taking taking Fultz, Simmons, and Okafor.
Yeah, no.
3 of those picks, dude, were total washouts.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they're not
pissed at the process right now more than ever pissed at Boston.
We can still be mad at the Sixers, and it can still be fuck Boston.
All right, dude. You guys have no reason to be like that. I lived through them beating us in the playoffs every single year.
What are you talking
for the whole
about?
decade of the 80s.
The past 5 seasons, Boston beat the piss out of the Sixers every year.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the playoffs every year,
Well,
but
they've
beat us in the
eliminated us.
playoffs,
They've
too.
eliminated us twice.
Yeah, they've beaten us in the
past.
playoffs, too.
and every year in the regular season, they always kick our ass. So
Yeah.
suck it.
Yeah, yeah. We don't like you, Boston.
Yeah,
We're rooting for Dallas.
Horford, you fucking double agent.
Go
traitor.
Luka.
Yeah, seriously, Horford. We gave all that to.
Yeah,
So,
him and his sister.
yeah, him and his sister. But this week, no,
And the horse she rode in on.
no, she was very critical of Philadelphia. We don't care for you. We don't care for you. This week on our show, obviously, this has been our most requested show. We had to get this to you guys, the fans out here. ECW One Night Stand 2005. This is, without a doubt, I got to say, I think that this is maybe the greatest wrestling pay-per-view of all time. Obviously, I think there's been cards that had better match quality, but in terms of a vibe, in terms of energy, everything that went into this card, the feeling from the fans, this is an all-time show. We are so excited to be doing this as our topic this week.
Yeah, we're recording it on the June 6th, the exact date it happened, too. Which
Oh.
I just realized.
Yeah, yeah. Hack, I got to ask you, as everything built up to the show, at what point were you informed that they were going to be doing this show, and when were you told about it?
What year was this one?
2005.
5.
Okay, yeah. So I'm with Rachel in the Lawrence Park house. And Dreamer calls me like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He goes, they want to bring us in. I'm like, get the hell out of here! I didn't believe it all. And he's like, no, I swear to God, they're going to bring us in. I'm like, all right, get back to me.
Okay, so Dreamer just gives you a call and tells you they're bringing you in, and then you're in.
And then
Nothing else then, not like a start date or anything, but that was the
And
beginning.
how long before the pay-per-view would you say that was?
Not long.
Like,
A month or two? I mean,
Yeah,
because
2 tops.
I was reading over some of the sheets at the time, and apparently this was in the works for like a couple months before.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know any of it.
RVD was apparently the one who pitched the idea to Vince McMahon for the show, and because of the success of the ECW DVD that you guys put out, or WWE put out the year before,
what was that? The Rise and Fall.
The Rise and Fall of ECW was such a successful DVD that they were gung-ho with the idea, and they really wanted to do the pay-per-view at that point. So it certainly is just like a really like outlier in terms of WWE shows, because I can't think of another show that they've put on that has felt less like a WWE production than anything that they've ever done.
Well, it wasn't a WWE production, really.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that was an ECW pay-per-view. Like,
Yeah.
if you know anything about ECW like that was an ECW pay-per-view.
yeah, that was Vince putting out the money for it and telling Paul, go ahead.
Go ahead. Tell him Paul, tell him Tommy, and just do your thing and get everybody brought in. Hack, I got to ask you, the way ECW went under, and kind of like the whispers and a lot of the rumors and, all the bounce checks and the money that wasn't paid to a lot of the guys, was there any just kind of, trepidation from any of the talent of even going back and working this? Or is it kind of like...
No,
you
you kidding me? It's a WW, or is it WWF at that point?
Yeah.
It's
WWE.
sorry. Well, everybody's ready to go.
Okay, because I know, a lot of guys were just not paid for stuff, and is it kind of like where, you might not get along with a certain relative, not see them for a couple years, but at Thanksgiving, it's just fine? Like, is that kind of...
Well, they probably knew that it wasn't like Paul saying, hey, guys, I want to do another show. It's like, no, Vince is saying, like, hey, we're running a show. Like, he's got credibility, obviously.
Right.
So,
The
like,
money-
And you want to be on it, even if you're
Right.
not getting paid.
Yeah, yeah. One of the coolest things to me was some of the guys that, even if they didn't have a match, were just included. Like, JT Smith coming out. Like, JT Smith got a payday out of this. Like, that to me is just like...
right, Balls, Axel. Like, now, I don't even know if they might have had... I'm sure you probably don't even remember, Hack, but I mean, they might have had like pre-show matches with those dudes. I can't remember.
No, I don't think there was any dark matches.
I don't think there was. I was trying to remember, but even like you said, just having those, like Doring, Roadkill, like all those guys.
They all deserve to be there.
Johnny Swinger, and then you got like
Tony Mamaluke. Like,
Pitbull number 2.
yeah.
Gary got it.
Yeah, Gary was there.
like all the
He
guys,
deserved it.
all the guys that weren't, not included in the matches, but they were part of the show, and it just really helped take it to the next level of being like this authentic ECW show. I do have to ask, Hack, there was a lot of guys that were not included on the show due to the fact that they were working in TNA at the time. I know Raven, Shane Douglas were not able to work on the show, and you guys worked
Didn't miss them. I mean, come on, look at the lineup.
No, I mean, you would have found some place for them on the show, but it's not like you guys missed them at the end of the day. But I know you guys also worked the show 2 nights before in Philadelphia. They had the Hardcore Homecoming show. You worked Raven that night. Any memories of working that show?
Was that at the arena for
Yes, it
Vince?
was.
Yeah,
I was at that show. I remember being at that show. That's probably why I didn't want to go to the other show.
Okay. Yeah, Shane put that show on with like the help of TNA and everything, and it was at the arena, and a lot of guys that couldn't work One Night Stand worked that show, and you worked Raven on that show. There was noticeably Terry Funk did not work the show. Terry Funk was asked to work the show, and he declined, and he chose to work for Shane's show only. Because Funk was just Funk. I mean, he was sometimes just in business for himself and just saying, hey, I don't want to work for this corporate one. He ended up doing the show the next year, but...
Was this before or after Chainsaw Charlie?
This was after Chainsaw Charlie.
Okay,
yeah.
then maybe you're right.
But he ended up working the One Night Stand show the next year in the main event. So it's just, well, not the main event, but second to main event next year.
Hack, do you have any recollection of, like, why... like Balls and Axel and all of them, and like dudes who weren't really included in a match were there, but then like Chetty and CW were in the front row. Was that like on purpose? Like where Rachel was sitting? Like was that like on did they not want to get you? Like
I don't know. I have no idea. I know they were out there for the. It's like I told you about. What wrestler really wants to be like L.A. Knight? At that last pay-per-view, I know damn well he didn't want to be in that audience.
Yeah,
you know
that's what I'm saying. It was just kind of weird. Like I don't know if they were like
maybe there wasn't enough seats. Who knows? Obviously, it was a huge sellout.
Right. I don't know if it was
I don't
like
know
a
if other
plant
people
or...
sat. Were those girls sitting there the whole show?
They were there the whole
and
time.
was CW
and Chetty?
Yeah,
They were there the whole time.
entire show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe they just wanted to watch from the front row.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I can't blame them.
But they were included in the post-match.
Yeah.
So putting together the show, I got to ask you, Hack, about the creative and the vibe backstage of the show. When you get to the building that night, was it just like a family reunion getting back? Or
yeah, and it's like you look at the people that are on the show. Everybody's a seasoned veteran. A lot of the matches these guys have worked together how many times? It was like you can't screw this show up with that lineup. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
You just couldn't. You know what I mean? So it was relaxed as usual to me.
Okay. But like in terms of like the creative, what point did you have like a direction? When did you find out you were going to be in the main event of the show?
Well, when I got there, like probably like halfway through, and then we all sat around for like 45 minutes because of the 15 different people that were in the match. Talked about it. I was a big stickler on time, and because of all the run-ins, I wanted to know, hey, how many seconds are we putting into this run-in? Is this 30 second? Boom. Then we're going to the next spot. Is this a minute before we're going to the next spot? Because that's very particular right then, because some guys get in there, they lose their head, they're feeling the crowd, and they ain't getting the hell out of the ring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
So that's what I was worried about.
Yeah, you have a very limited window for pay-per-view. Like, you have to get in, get out in certain time, and you have the big post-match angle after your main event.
Yeah,
so.
There was a lot going on there. So
and that's like one of the most important things of the whole entire thing was Stone Cold. You know, we'll get there, but like you need to get that in.
Yeah.
Like,
we'll get into the show proper here. The show, just first of all, the look and feel being in the Hammerstein just was I guess maybe you would say, why didn't they run it at the arena? I think it was the right call running it at the Hammerstein. Like,
is it Steen or Stein?
I say Steen. I don't know.
Steen, so if you're Jewish or Palestinian,
I say both sometimes. I don't know.
I say the Hammerstein.
The Hammerstein Ballroom.
I agree. It was the right call running it there, I think.
Yeah, it just had a great look. Like, I know the show we talked about last week, the venue in Milwaukee. I love the way certain buildings that you guys ran, and the Hammerstein was just like certainly like one of the best venues you guys ever ran.
Yeah, that's my favorite building.
And the crowd was this crowd was just among the best crowds in wrestling history. They were into everything in the show.
Well, you got to think about it. Like they've been deprived of ECW for
4 years.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
and like at this point, you don't know that they're like coming back again. So like this is to them, it's like, dude, this is the one and only like final like shot to like see them
One
again.
night stand.
Yeah,
Right.
one night stand that ended up being a second night stand and then a comeback. But the show starts off. Joey Styles.
Dude, seriously, I almost shed a tear with Joe when I saw Joey choke up. Wow.
Yeah.
Joey Styles.
Wow, Joey choking up.
Joey choking up was like he never broke character. Like he was feeling it. Like obviously was feeling it at that moment. And I know for him personally too, like he had a falling out with Paul, and for him to be on the show and be the voice of it was really, really special for him because it was him making it to the big time. He certainly had it as an announcer to be a big time show announcer, and I think this is probably, it might be his greatest performance in his career.
I was gonna say it's up there. It's close.
Like he was the soundtrack of ECW for a lot of the time, and in this show especially, he managed to weave in all the stories of the matches, call the action, and I thought he just did a tremendous job on the show.
And just a ton of comedy in there too. He was hilarious.
He was. I love all the little digs at WWE, like. The fact that they even allowed you guys to do this and then allowed you to say some of the things that you said, which needed to happen, or else it wouldn't be an authentic ECW show.
Right.
The digs that they had at WWE at the time, talking about the scripted promos and the muscle guys and this and that. It was just the little digs that Joey did as a commentator made him him. And the fact that he was allowed to do them on this show helped make this show this show.
Right. That's what ECW was. Like,
It's good business.
Yeah, it was really, really great
good biz,
business.
brother.
Joey got choked up, and then he lets out a giant "Oh my God!" and then out comes Mick Foley, rocking the Cactus Jack shirt.
The place erupted when Mick came out. Oh my God! Every person in the place just stood on their feet.
Yeah.
And roared.
Yeah, Mick, I also thought did a really, really good job.
I thought he did great too for not doing. I thought he did really, really great.
Yeah, he didn't do color commentary at this point or anything. And one of the things that I thought that he did great is, a lot of times the announcers are there and they're putting themselves over. Mick put everybody that was talent over for their talent on that show as an announcer. So the announcing on the show is absolutely
Yeah, he really
top-notch.
just let Joey go.
Yeah.
Like, he just let Joey go and took his spots when he could get
I was just gonna say he got in and he got out. He said, he said his thing, got in, got out. Let Joe, because Joey's normally doing that by himself too. So Joey's like, and they fumbled over each other a couple times. That's gonna happen, but because Joey's used to doing it by himself. Until like Cyrus, I guess, came along a little bit later
Yeah,
or
there's
whatever
that
like that. But
and a little thing with Joel Gertner sometimes
right,
too.
yeah, right. But other than that,
mostly
it was mostly Joey, and I thought they did a great job.
So the show starts out, they had a great video package with the classic ECW on TNN music, which was just awesome
Wow,
to see.
the packages were just great. What did they do? 3 or 4 of them?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wow, they were so good.
They really were. They nailed like all of the memories that you would want for them to include in those packages, and they were all just like really, really well done. I thought it was some of their best production that I've seen from them. The show starts off with Lance Storm and Chris.
Oh yeah. Also, I liked them going over was it the first one? All the guys that died, or was it the second one?
That was the first one. That was after the first match.
Okay.
This match was Lance Storm and Chris Jericho. Obviously, these two came up together in the business. This was kind of like the retirement match for Lance Storm. And Chris Jericho comes out as Lionheart Chris Jericho, rocking his old gear. And you got some highlights from their ECW careers during their entrances. I thought this match was a really, really good opener. I really enjoyed this, and the work in this was just completely solid. So I don't know what you guys thought.
Yeah, I mean, you can obviously tell those two were worked together a bunch of different times and everything like that. Everything was on point, and there was no like lulls in the match. Everything flowed like so well, and it's my favorite finish of a match. I
was
think
just
of all
going to say
time.
that's my only note for the whole match is great finish.
I think it's my favorite finish of any match that I've ever watched. Just the timing.
Wow.
It's just like I think it's my favorite finish
Like,
to a match.
it's just the timing of it. It's the clean cane shot to the head, and it's just, if you're gonna do a fuck finish, that's how you do it. You're in, you're out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't
like a
drag
hit.
on. It doesn't do anything. Literally, yeah, it's like a drive-by. It's like a hit. Like, in, out.
Don't let the ref look stupid. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was quick, smooth timing. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Done.
Ref didn't see anything.
Yep.
No, it was great. Storm kicked him.
Jericho sold it at the exact spot that Justin hit him with all the way through the
Stumbled
back.
right back into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Boom.
Yep.
I love that. I said it again. Every time I watch it, I'm like, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, and I really liked it too because it was like a straight match, and that's something that, there's a couple of those on the show too, but ECW gave you a whole variety of styles of wrestling, and to start the show off like this and then end it with a little bit of a fuck finish, ECW fun, get some guys on the show like Jason, get Dawn Marie out there. I really enjoyed the...
Right, but that was like the Impact players. That's what they did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was how they won their match. Not to say that they didn't ever go over clean, but that was their type of match.
Yeah. I also really enjoyed the Chris Candido chants during the match. He had passed away a short time before the show, and it was cool to see the fans acknowledging that because obviously he had the team with Lance Storm over the years.
Yeah.
After the match was the package you were talking about, Hack, with Pitbull Gary Wolf. He gave a roll call for deceased ECW wrestlers. That was a really cool moment. Unfortunately, that so many guys had passed at that point, and even watching the show again, there's a lot of guys that
that
unfortunately
aren't here now. Yeah.
aren't here now. It's unfortunate, and it's definitely sad, but their memory lives on. And
2 in the same match.
yeah, 2 in the same match.
Come on, Eddie.
Yeah. No, we'll get to that in a minute, but I did really enjoy that package. I like the fact that they were acknowledging the history throughout the show in this too.
For sure.
Up next was a three-way dance, an ECW classic.
Hold on.
Oh, what?
You went past the star rating, didn't you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. You're right, Ollie. Oh, thank you for that hack check right there. I would give the opener. Look, that was just as solid as it gets, man. I don't know. It would be close to 4 stars to me, 3.5, 4 in
I
that
said
range.
3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hack's going 4.
I can't give those two guys any less. I mean, come on. I got so much respect
Yeah.
for their work.
I have to go 3.5 just because there's so many stacked matches on the card.
No, I know. Yeah, it's in that 3.5, 4 range for me.
5 for me.
Wow, he's going 5.
It's the finish for him. He loves it.
Dude, I told you, it's
finishes everything.
it's
It's the only thing they remember.
It's
Yeah.
my favorite finish of all time. And listen, is that Kenny Omega Will Ospreay 5? No, but that's it's smooth, clean, no lull in the match. Everything worked fucking to perfection. Like you said, make everything like I always say, make everything count, make everything mean something. So you can have a 5-star match and it not be high spot. To
And
me,
it'd be 7 minutes long, which is what it was.
it's just perfectly orchestrated.
Yeah.
Just perfectly orchestrated match.
Okay. Next up on the show was the 3-way dance. This is ECW elimination rules, as they always had with 3-way dances. Tajiri, Super Crazy, and Little Guido. I mean, these 3 guys, every time they got in the ring, it was magic. I don't know if they could ever have a bad match.
Literally.
I really don't know if they tried. They could have a bad match. Like
Literally.
Just the work that they did was always crisp. I love the fact that, I mentioned this earlier too, everybody on the show that they brought in, like whether it was Big Sal, whether it was Tracy, whether it was JT Smith.
Like you mentioned, like we were talking about earlier, and me and Ty, like we were watching it, and we're thinking, how could they not find a partner for Super Crazy for Mikey and Mama Luke to be in the match?
Yeah, they should have found someone for him.
Like how are you going to have him there and not have him do
It should have been a tag.
And this
It doesn't
partner
make any
could have been
sense to-
anybody.
it
This
doesn't
partner
make
could have
any
been
sense.
anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have put anybody.
You could have threw Balls Mahoney out there.
It's a it's the only 3-way, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but you have Mikey at ringside, you have Mama Luke at ringside, and you have nobody's with Super Crazy. You couldn't find a partner for Super Crazy. That's all
Kid
I'm
Cash
saying.
was even on the pay-per-view.
Right,
and
you could
could've
put Kid Cash and Super Crazy with. I mean, I
There
don't
you go.
know. It's just a little thing. Like I'm
it's
like,
a nitpick, but yes, I agree. I would have liked to have seen a
It's a
tag.
disappointment to me.
I would have liked to have seen tags there because those guys
right,
were
but that's
all,
what they did. Like
were
that was
all
their
awesome in
thing.
tags.
Like you're not always like. Yeah, Guido was once like a solo guy, but he ended up being like that's his tag. Like those are tags.
Yeah. No,
It was just a little strange. That's all.
I can't disagree. They did some really, really good work. I love the fact that, like I said, they had Big Sal out there. Like, Big Sal got a payday. JT Smith got a payday. Like, I'm happy.
Tracy!
What happened
Tracy.
to the other Big Sal, the heavy set Big Sal?
I don't know. I'm not sure. This is Big Guido. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
This was
That's Big Guido.
Not Big Sal. This was Big Guido. I apologize.
Yeah.
That was my mistake right
Maybe he couldn't get his passport, from Italy.
There you go. You had a green card
I love
issue.
Joey in the beginning of the match saying that Tracy and JT couldn't find Italy on a map.
It's a great line.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was a great line. It really was. So they do some brawling into the crowd, and then Super Crazy gets up on the balcony, and he hits this picture-perfect moonsault off the balcony, and then Joey follows it up with the call of Dios mío, like, Dios mío! I was like, that is absolutely perfect. I loved it. The place went absolutely nuts with that. Like
Dude,
that
he's
was
got one of the best moonsaults ever, probably.
it's just
beautiful.
picture perfect.
It's so pretty. It's so pretty.
No, that one chick has a pretty good one too right now.
Tiffany
The one blonde
Stratton.
chick, yeah.
Yeah, no, she does. That's a good call out, Hack. They go back in the ring, and then Tajiri got Tarantula on Crazy.
It was a nice transition on that. I like that.
Yeah, and then there's just a ton of run-ins. And one of the interesting things on the show is reading over some notes. Apparently, Mikey asked Steve Austin before the show if he would care if he used the whippersnapper in the match, just out of respect, right? And Steve Austin says to Mikey,
Oh, goddamn, kid.
Steve Austin, that's a pretty good, that's a pretty good Stone Cold impression.
Oh, my God, seriously?
Yeah,
You can't
pretty
do
good.
anybody.
That was pretty good. And apparently Steve Austin said, "Are you kidding? I got it from you." And he took it from Mikey, apparently, Steve Austin said.
Wow.
So that's a little cool tidbit right there. And it just shows you that, Steve.
Took Mikey's finish,
Yeah.
took Hatch beer. Jesus.
Hey, dude, you do what you got to do to get over.
Yeah, do what you got to do to get over.
It was that 1-3 dance you guys had for the ECW heavyweight belt. He was like, I'm taking that, and I'm going to WWF.
I did take one thing from a WCW guy, and then he just left the company for it.
Yeah, he learns everything in ECW in the two matches that he had with you guys. But no, it was pretty cool. Tajiri got the first fall after the whippersnapper to Guido.
Guido's cell was
It's just
great.
picture perfect. It's just,
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
dude, if you need to learn how to sell, just watch tapes of Guido sell.
Watch the FBI.
Yeah.
Mama Luke and Guido, Guido falls right back, even throws his legs back for him, and Tajiri just kind of strolls over, and he puts his hand on him and points to the ref
I love that finish when guys do that.
Yeah,
It's set up. Here we go. Everybody knows.
Yeah, it was just great.
Then it was Tajiri and Crazy. Tajiri did a tornado DDT. Crazy kicked him, and that was setting up the triple jump moonsault. Mikey then came in and broke up the third one, and it got a little...
There was a
fucked
hitch
that
there.
up. Yeah,
I
they
don't know
fucked
where
that
the hitch was after Mikey. I thought there was... If you see right before the pile driver, whatever the last thing he does, it's like Tajiri's ready to go, but he's not ready to go.
Well,
It was like kick.
I think it was.
Tajiri just puts his head right in his.
I think it was supposed to be Crazy swing to Jerry duck, Crazy hit him with something, then power bomb, and then go into it, and the timing just got off.
I think you're right, Ollie.
Yeah, they both kind of stalled right in between and hunched over, and then Super Crazy was just hit him, and it.
I love it. We didn't even watch that match together. You guys had the same fucking notes. That
Yeah, it just got...
I had two notes: Guido's cell and the hitch.
Yeah.
That's my only two notes.
Okay. And then Crazy goes up, knocks him down again, and then does the top rope moonsault for the win. Star rating here, I'm going to go 3.5 stars. I thought it was really, really good work. Didn't quite get to that 4-star level for me. Hack's throwing up the 4.
I'll go 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say 3.5, just because the fucked up finish. It probably would have been 4 for me if the finish was clean. But
I'm only giving it 3.5 because it wasn't a goddamn tag.
All right. I'm going 3.5 because of the hitch, and just, I don't know. It didn't get that 4-star level for me.
It would have been 4 for me if the finish was clean.
Super, super fun match, though. Anytime those guys are in the ring together, it's certainly magic.
Yep.
Up next was the video package going over the early years of ECW. I thought it was really cool that they gave a lot of shine to, the Public Enemy, early Sandman, Tommy as he's building his way up.
Dude, watching those lashes back over, every time you see him, it's just how hard were you hitting Tom?
Dude, I'm sitting him basically almost as hard as I could, literally. He knew it, I know it. We both that was our moment. And it worked.
It's what the angle needed.
It freaking worked.
It did. I mean, honestly, if you look at the trajectory of Tommy's career from
Mine too.
yeah, yours as well. But
We
like
were like, boom.
before that angle and then after that angle, it's like a real line of demarcation.
They used to boo me when I came out to the ring before that angle. After that angle, it was more cheers than boos.
Wow. Okay. So that just
The
shows
brutality of it.
the brutality of it.
Philadelphia. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, fuck them all. I know it's like Tommy gets more cheers out of it, and you get more cheers out of it.
Guys both over you. Nancy did such a great job.
I mean, that's a legendary angle. We'll get to that on a future episode because that certainly deserves one. But the other things in the video package were some of the public
The ring collapsing.
the ring collapsing, which we talked about there before. That was just like.
That's, I don't know, to me that's an all-time like ECW capture, like 5, 6, 7 second video.
Yeah.
That just encompasses our country right there.
Yeah.
The company. Yeah. That and the chairs being thrown in, the pile of
Yeah,
chairs
that's
being
just
thrown
so
in.
great.
Funk taking one to the head and selling it. Just going right down.
Yeah. Up next on the show was Rey Mysterio and Psychosis. So now this is a match where on paper, and I don't think the work was bad in this match, but for whatever reason, the crowd was kind of on Rey's case, and which is very surprising for Rey because Rey's like the ultimate babyface. I've heard him booed only a handful of times ever.
Dude, the 619 wasn't over huge when he did it.
Because they
like,
wanted
booed it.
ECW.
Yeah.
They didn't want WWE stuff. They wanted ECW stuff. So I think
Yeah,
it was...
but they're not real ECW fans then, and I'm thinking that. You know, Ray has had some of the greatest matches ever in that arena.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ray was an ECW guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
To me.
Yeah, absolutely is. But it's just like, I don't know, for whatever reason, the crowd was a little bit not on their side in this
And were
match.
they chanting, "We liked you better with your mask on" or
And they
something?
were telling Psychosis to put the mask on.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Put your mask on.
Yes.
I don't know what. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Psychosis, I guess, lost his mask, and that's why
No,
was...
he took it off on purpose. He took it off in the beginning of the match.
I think he was unmasked. I think he lost the mask.
Maybe
match.
3 an MML or something like
Yeah.
Well,
that.
he wore the mask to the ring.
Right, and he took it
And,
off.
yeah, and then took it off.
But I think he had lost his mask, is
Right,
what I'm
so
saying.
Yeah, because I was wondering why he didn't have a mask on.
Yeah.
Because they said when the match was coming out, I'm like, he's got a mask on, and then he came, and then he took it off. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
And if you tell, like, in the match, like, he's clearly working, like, a different character. Like, he's working, like, straight heel. You know, like, he's...
Agreed.
Yeah, like, he was
Agreed,
working,
totally.
like, straight heel, and it was, like, totally different than, like... You know, the Psychosis that we knew before from ECW. You know what I'm saying?
Joey giving it credibility, saying, you know, this is a completely different style that he's working and emphasizing it throughout the match as it's going on.
Right. Yeah, to me, the match...
It didn't get going.
It never got started.
It never got going.
The beginning was like, it was strange. Like it was very strange, and it was not typical of what we're used to seeing from those two. I mean, they had their spots. Like they had really like some really good spots, but it just didn't have a rhythm or a flow. It was, I don't know. It was very strange.
I think they hit a rest hold real early in the match, and I don't think this crowd wanted rest holds. And I think they kind of...
Psychosis put him in a sleeper.
Yeah.
And they were like, boo.
I think they wanted a luchador
Fast-paced.
AAA.
Right.
That's what they were
Well,
expecting.
that's what you expect on the marquee. You know what I'm saying? You know, but to me, I don't know. It was different, but
They did do...
I thought one of them was hurt.
Okay.
To
Yeah,
me,
that's what I thought.
Psychosis looked like a little rusty. I don't know how often he was working then,
No, that dude was great.
but
Put him on the
I'm not-
fence
I'm not
for 2
on-
years.
or
I don't know if
He was
or if
great.
it was
He
just
was
a different
great.
style he was working.
Yeah, it just
or-
looked like he was working a different character, and he was trying to get that new character over on that stage where...
and it's like ECW just wasn't going for it.
Right,
That's
the
a good
people,
point.
the people were expecting something different, like the old Psychosis.
I loved his outfit, though.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
They did some cool stuff, though. Like, he did the draping leg drop on the outside on the,
Yeah, that
the
was cool.
barricade.
Wow, are you serious,
Yeah.
dude?
It
That's
looked awesome.
Yeah, that was a great spot.
And then Ray going up on the top rope into the crowd on him, doing the senton on
that
him.
was a cool spot, too. So,
Oh,
like,
wait a minute. All right, so that's great. I love it how we all have the same notes here. My next one was, he went through the second rope or something, took a bump over the guardrail. That was awesome.
Yeah, like
And then Ray put his cock right in his chin.
Yeah, the old flying cock kick. I love that move.
no, they did some cool stuff. But,
Anyone else think Ray smashed his face on the guardrail on that leg drop?
Absolutely.
Like, I
did.
thought, like, he got hit on the leg drop. I mean, it looked fantastic.
Yeah.
But, like, he got hit on the back of the head and swung down and nailed his face on the guardrail. And I was like, oh.
Absolutely did. Can you imagine, like, Psychosis's hips doing, like, top rope leg drops all those years? Like,
Like Mick Foley doing his. Chris Hamrick used to do that running through the second rope and
Insane
drop
bump.
kick you like 10 feet away.
Insane bump.
How do these people, how are they even still walking?
I have no idea. I
I know. Hack would do the drunken leg drop, and he's got a new hip.
Yeah.
So I can't even
I
imagine
need
those.
another one.
Yeah. Right.
So they then went in, and the 619, like you said, it got booed out of the building. And
I wouldn't say booed out of the building. It just wasn't a huge over.
It got booed. I mean, I wouldn't say booed out of the building, but it got booed.
It got booed. It got noticeably booed. Then he followed it up with the West Coast pop for the finish. Again, I thought this match had a couple of cool spots. It was not bad by any means, but it wasn't what you would want.
It just didn't have flow.
It didn't have flow. I would go 2.5 stars on my rating for this. I
agree.
Yeah, it doesn't quite hit the 3 mark.
2.5 for me. I was going to say the same thing.
Hack's going 4.
They're my boys. What do you expect?
My boys.
I can't wait to watch a show where you're not friends with everybody, so you can just be like,
Like you were that was a 1 star. That was a 1 star. You should have heard me undress these kids this weekend. These kids in the Battle Royal. I was fucking hot at all of them. It was the worst thing ever.
oh, wow.
Oh, me and the Rock and Roll Express, us three are watching the Battle Royal. No, it's like 10 minutes before they're supposed to go out there. Nobody knows what's going on whatsoever. But Chris, my boy, the big guy that's in the picture that played Canadian football and all that, he has 2 students there. They're 2 girls, and they're in the Battle Royal. So I'm like, well, what are you guys doing? And they're like, I don't know. Nobody's talked to us. And they're like, the next match. I said, get everybody the fuck out in this hallway. I told everybody that's in the Battle Royal to get out in the hallway. And because the 2 girls are basically green.
Right.
I don't need them in the ring with 20 dudes doing whatever they're trying to do.
Right, on the
So
fly.
I said, listen, in the beginning, you 2 girls get in the middle. You go ass to ass like you're ready to fight everybody, bump a couple of the guys, you know what I mean? Then they all attack you and throw you out. That was the only thing that was good about the Battle Royal. Well, because I don't want them getting hurt, you know what I mean? I'm trying to protect them, and those guys are young and idiots, and they'll be whipping people off the ropes and stuff.
Right.
So then the Battle Royal turned into like a 5-way at the end for like 15 minutes. It was the most horrible thing ever.
Oh, wow.
We couldn't even watch it. Me and the Rock and Roll Express were disgusted. We were utterly disgusted that guys don't know what a Battle Royal is supposed to be. I get it that it's your only time to shine that night, and you're a young kid and you want your ring time, you know what I mean? But no, you rolled, jabroni.
Wow. Okay.
And I told I got them all together afterwards. Said that was fucking horrible. I told them that was not a Battle Royal, boys.
I love it, man. I love it. No, you're a big, if you see it, say it guy. So I can't. I wish I could actually watch this Battle Royal with you again.
Yeah, but they were all so green, and they needed to hear it, though.
Yep.
They needed to hear it because they can't think that that's passable anywhere else.
Yeah.
You got a promoter that just doesn't care, you know what I mean? He's not booking anything. People are booking their own
there's fucking
stuff.
12 people in the crowd or whatever.
Oh, no, there was 1,100.
Yeah, it was a
whoa.
good crowd this weekend. You were telling me.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. They put that on out there?
Well, yeah, it's just to get all your guys in. But maybe they were selling tickets like I started. I was selling tickets to my first Battle
So what
Royal.
it did it open the show?
No, that was even worse. It was like 5th.
No, but that's good. But that's good because not everybody would say something like that. And like,
No, some people would just not care, or like an old vet or whatever. He's just like, whatever. Like, who the
I'm
fuck
here.
cares?
I'm in this town.
No,
But,
you-
and I'm sure they. I mean, they didn't.
I'm always trying to teach somebody something because I. A little bit different this weekend because I had my friends with me. So me and Franny are screwing in the back. We're screwing around. Me and Shane, you know, everybody, you know, we're just still sitting around loving each other all weekend, you know. And you don't watch the matches, but a lot of times when I go someplace, I'm not with all my friends. I don't have anybody to talk to in the back, so I watch every single match. So if I see something but it's only if it's a person that I think has real potential those are the kinds of ones that I want to help.
Yeah.
Hey, you did this unbelievably great. Nah, not so good here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen you do that plenty of times.
No, it's cool, man. You want to pay it forward. Like, you're not saying it just to be a
Absolutely.
dick. Like, that's like your mentality. Next up on the show here, the SmackDown
How a
contingent.
Dreamer would always say on Dreamer's show, like guys would come back and like they'd be like, "Oh, Tommy, what do you think?" He'll go ask Sandman. I'll tell you the truth. That's exactly what he would say. If he didn't want to bury him, he'd be like, "Go talk to Sandman."
Well, I've always known you to give your honest opinions, so that's one of the reasons I love doing the show with you. Is you really
All
just
right, shut up. Let's go.
That was a little wonky.
yeah, you got on my ass for that one last week. You were busting my balls for that. Next up on the show was the SmackDown contingent arrived up in the balcony. One of the things I loved about how they laid out this whole thing and this angle that was kind of like a through line for the show is instead of having them all come at once,
Another note of mine.
you have the SmackDown guys show up for their heat, and then a little bit later the Raw guys show up. But having the SmackDown guys all show up there, and Bradshaw's leading the pack, and he's just... Bradshaw on this show, just from a little promo and his mannerisms, was so awesome as a heel.
Dude, he did a Miss Elizabeth from Sanford and Son.
Yeah?
He went back like this, Elizabeth, I'm coming. I mean, he did Fred Sanford.
Elizabeth.
It might have been on the Paul Heyman line.
It was on the Paul Heyman line. It was. Because it was... We'll get to that in a
I
minute.
can't believe... What a crowd. I recognize that anywhere.
Yeah, it was amazing.
What a great... Fred was the best, dude.
It really, really was amazing. So...
Yeah, he was great during the whole thing. I mean, he played right into the crowd's hands.
I mean, and as a performer, like, that's what you want as working in that kind of crowd. Like, a crowd that's going to give you that type of reaction.
Absolutely.
Like, they were on their ass. You suck dick. You suck dick. Fucking everything.
And you know what a better thing about it is that because the arena is like less than maybe a third of that size, like just the floor, you know what I mean? But if you're in a bigger building, you're not going to get that. You can pan back wide and see that the guys wrestling and the guys up there aren't that far apart at all. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? It's so intimate and so right there in your face.
Yeah. No, it was really cool. So they're right on top of
Like,
everybody.
could you imagine that? You can't pull that off at a huge building.
No, you couldn't. They'd be in like a skybox
Yeah.
away from the crowd. Yeah, it was perfect. So Gertner showed up in the balcony for those guys.
I hated him getting douched 2 times in a day, but I mean, it's him, but it's not him. That's why I was wondering why he wasn't out there in the beginning with Joey.
Yeah, so at this point, then Kurt Angle, JBL kicks him out, and Kurt Angle does a great promo on ECW. He's all fired up, man, and you could tell this is just like...
Your mother told me that.
Even though the one show that he went to, he definitely didn't leave halfway through it, because I was a fucking main event, dude.
Yeah, ooh, that's right, Kurt. How about that, Kurt?
Yeah, Kurt's
Hack
great.
checked you, Kurt, there.
In fact, I must have been... Maybe I was a main event.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that, actually.
Wait, Raven had to go out, so I was a main event.
You were not, so maybe he actually did.
So
leave.
in your face, Hack.
Yeah, fuck you.
Hey.
Kurt, love you, buddy.
Gonna get an angle slam for that one.
So JBL just ranting on the fans, and I loved when he was like, you email your buddy and say, I'm hardcore, and he emails you back and says, I'm hardcore too. I was dying laughing at that line. That line was
While you're
great.
in
dude.
between your porn sites
Yeah.
at your mommy's house.
Yeah. Just great work, man. Out comes RVD. And,
All were too long.
huh?
Yeah, they were.
JBL went too long, Kurt went too long, and RVD went too long.
I thought RVD, this was maybe one of the best promos I've ever heard of.
Easily, it was a great promo, but to me, it was coming as too long.
Okay, because so RVD comes out, and unfortunately, he suffered.
He's feeling it.
He suffered a knee injury. This was his idea to do this show, apparently, and he's not able to work on this show. That had to be such a disappointment for him personally. And when he says, "I'm shooting, I would rather do this show than WrestleMania," I believed him. Like that.
100%.
In a second.
That to me is genuine, like real shit that he said. So like he's come out there, and you know RVD is somebody, and he kind of talked about it in this promo. Like in WWE, they had him scripted just to say like cool or whatever. He did cut some pretty decent promos in ECW. Like he's not known as a talker, but some of the backstage stuff with him and Fonzie, he had an aura to him with his promos of like this coolness.
And when he had somebody to bounce with, yeah. You know what I'm
Yeah, I was
saying?
going to say him and Fonzie did the back
Yeah,
and forth.
it was reiteration to me, RVD, and that's why I think he went too long.
Okay.
Because he said something that he already said.
Okay. No, I hear you. Maybe a tad too long, but it really did put over how much it meant to him to do the show. And
He was feeling it, dude.
He was. You could really tell.
I'm like, is that Rob? He's like, yeah, dude, I'm here.
Yeah, you could tell.
He came out pumped.
He really was, and he was a great.
Yelling.
Yeah, yelling, and it was a really.
That ain't RVD at all.
No, it's not RVD, and to me, it was a really, really good promo. It led into the surprise attack by Rhino. So Rhino comes out, and he looks like $1 million, and he goes to work on RVD's knee. Now, RVD had a legit knee injury, rips the brace off, and he's like going to work at his leg there. I was like kind of surprised that RVD, with the recent knee surgery, torn ACL and everything.
He's probably like
You're
80%
with
healed by
somebody
then.
you can trust.
Right.
You're with somebody you can trust. That's
Right.
it.
And then out comes...
To leave your leg out there, I mean, that dude could give you another surgery the first time he drops on it.
Yeah.
Literally. I mean, but that could be any night of the week, even if you're not hurt.
Yes.
Just my point is, it's a lot of trust out there in the ring.
Okay. Yeah, and it's certainly somebody he was comfortable with, and definitely wanted to be a part of the show in some way. So lights go off at this point, and I think...
And Rhino would never stiff you ever.
Never.
Ever.
Yeah, I know you guys were talking about that last week, how he protected Lori and everything on the bumps and everything. So, like...
I don't remember him ever stiffing me.
Yeah, so lights go off at this point, and I think everybody knows what's about to happen.
Well, Joey thought they lost power there for a second.
I thought I was coming out.
He thought you were going.
Sometimes I forget what the end is.
Well, you and Rhino were the last feud in ECW, so yeah.
Okay, so lights come on, and there's Sabu. Man, Sabu apparently, before the show, was in the hospital for 90 days before this. Do you have any recollection of why he was in the hospital at this point, what he was dealing
Yeah, I
with?
think it might have been the same reason why Conan almost died. For some reason, I think it was bad steroids from Mexico.
Really?
I'm not. I know it said Conan had the problem. Well, because he lives in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying about everybody was on steroids back then, but I think that's what happened with Sabu too. I think.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll have to ask Sabu to see if that's true, actually. He's always DMing us on Instagram.
I know, right? Just shoot him over a question.
Just shooting us over weird memes.
Hey, why were you in the hospital for 90 days?
Yeah, I'm going to
I
send him...
should text him right now.
Yeah, send him a text, Hack. Let's see. Do some work here, man. So
Seriously.
Out comes Sabu. Out comes Sabu, and man, these two guys had like an awesome short match. They go to work. I thought Sabu, some nights Sabu didn't hit everything. Some nights he wasn't as crisp. He delivered big time on this.
Yeah, he was on.
First of all, when you're a living highlight reel, it's not going to be perfect anywhere near all the time.
No,
He
I know
had 80%. He missed the finish.
Yeah.
The chair was above his legs and then below.
He
You know what
kinda
I'm
hits his
saying?
back with it a little
It's
bit.
Still the impact, and it hit him on the head on the way down.
They
Anyway.
popped fucking huge for it.
Yeah.
he did.
No, I love this for what it was. It was just like a short showcase for Sabu to do a bunch of cool shit. I
Yeah,
loved
pretty
it.
much.
I loved it. Like, I'm a Sabu guy. Like, I absolutely love the guy. I thought some of the stuff was awesome. The moonsault through the table was cool. I also loved when he did the slingshot leg drop, and then he did he just got up on a chair and then just did a leg drop off it.
That was great. That was great because he was so close to him, and he just stepped up and was like, "And leg
I'm
drop."
just gonna drop a leg on you for the fuck of it, because
Yeah.
I'm Sabu.
Dude, and the bump that he took on the drop toe hold on the chair looked
Yeah,
amazing too. I don't know if he actually smacked his head on the chair or not,
I have no idea.
but it looked like one of the best drop toe holds on the chair ever.
It looked perfect, and it looked literally like his face was smashed right into the chair. Like, it was awesome. I really, really liked it. And then there was a really cool thing where Rhino tripped him up, and then, that's when it was, through the chair. Then the gore. He gores the referee, and then Van Dam comes in. So Van Dam's now coming in, no knee brace, and he's hobbling around on the ring.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's insane, to do this. This is literally insane. He's talking about...
Right? It's his moment. He's got to get it in.
It's his moment. He's got to get it in. He just had surgery with Dr. James Andrews. And then they do the little thing where he's holding the chair, and then he just throws it in his face, and then he does the other one where he He kind of hits like, I don't know where he, what do you call it? I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a snowboard or skateboard into the guy's face with the chair.
Yeah,
into
there's a name for it. I forget the goddamn name.
Yeah, it's a running, like a running
drop kick.
Yeah,
chair,
like a running chair drop kick. Yeah,
I don't even know what to call it. But he still hit it with the one leg and everything.
Oh, that's not. I don't know. He's got so many different names. I have like Hack hit you with the cane. You never hear like a Hack did a move. There's no moves in my match.
Other than the side Russian leg sweep. Yeah.
Whoa! You busted out a hold I've never seen you do. We'll get to that in your match later. But
that was a beast.
Yeah, so Sabu hits the Arabian facebuster with the chair. Kind of missed him, but who cares? It was awesome.
Yeah, it's
through
awesome
the table.
finish.
Table exploded.
Yeah,
it was
he
great.
also missed it when we did this. So it's us. We're I don't know about the time frame, but it's right around here that we're working with John Cena, and all of us are beating John Cena up in the ring.
This is later.
This is next year.
But we put him on the table, and Sabu basically half-ass misses him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh damn!
I don't know.
They
I
had
don't
a
know
pay
what
per
TV
view
show.
match. They had a pay per view match.
No, that was on like TV.
Okay, this is probably Raw.
Yeah, it was on
leading up to
Raw. It was probably like the week before
I
Vengeance.
think he did it through the announce table. He put him through the announce table.
No, we were in the middle of the ring.
No, I'm saying when they had the match, when they did.
Yeah, and Sabu and him had a hell of a match.
Yeah, it was. It was really good.
Really, really good match. I don't know what you guys go for a star rating for this one. It was more of just like a showcase kind of thing. I would go 2.5 stars on it. What about you, Ollie?
Yeah, I'd say the same.
Yeah, I got Hack putting up the Four Horsemen symbol
like
again.
He's JJ Dillon over here
Yeah.
throwing up the 4. Okay.
Yeah, I gave it like a 3.
All right. That's the Hack scale. Very generous. Very generous. Out next was Al Snow, and he had Head with him. He did a little cool, funny promo, and he was blaming Head for all the people coming in. And then we got more classic clips from the show.
Yeah, he's blaming Head for calling the WWE guys.
I thought that was a great.
That's hilarious.
I thought it was too.
Dude, Al's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason he's been in this position this whole time, like not as a worker, as a trainer. Al gets it and gets it like the best of them.
No, I
He
hear you.
just does.
Up next, then you had Eric Bischoff and the guys from Raw come. One of the things I loved, first of all, Eric Bischoff, say what you want about him. I don't particularly care for a lot of his takes at times, but as a performer, if you want to play a smarmy, cocky, arrogant prick, he is 100% in on that. And he does such a great job, and this crowd especially hated him. I loved him and Coachman strolling up with sunglasses and the ECW jersey with the spray paint on it. It was just such good heel shit. I absolutely loved it when these guys came in. What'd you guys think of that?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Bischoff is so easy to hate, and he plays it so well.
Yeah.
And Coachman, played off that as well, as his little, lackey type.
Dude, but how about Coachman's like a somebody? Like, I see him on, ESPN and stuff.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff with Golf Network now. He's not on ESPN anymore.
Whatever,
Yeah.
but good for him.
Oh, yeah, he's had a career.
Yeah, good for him.
No, yeah, awesome. And I always enjoyed him, man. I always thought he was great as a
I didn't like him covering Eric's ears. Like, that's a little bit too much of a lackey for me. For that, you know what I mean? That's like a meanie thing or like a valet thing to do to you. You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's a little bit beneath him to kind of do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's just trying to. He's probably just having fun out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, you could tell all those guys were having so much fun. Whether or not they wanted
They
to
don't
admit
get to
it.
do that. When did he get to go out there and be drunk and watch another show?
Yeah.
I know, and they're watching the matches like, man, this is good shit.
I know, and they have to act like they hate it.
Yeah.
So
No, they can't hate it. Look
can't.
at the matches.
You can't.
If they hated it, there's something wrong with them.
Right. Up next on the show, this is certainly just like a straight up dream match. Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero. At this point, Eddie had just started to go heel. This is where he's doing a lot of the stuff with Ray and Dominic that summer. And this is after both these guys had their WrestleMania 20 match or moment in the ring together. Obviously, it's anytime you watch these guys, it's kind of hard to not associate with their end. And it's definitely, just tragic and everything. But as for a match, I'm going to say it. I know I said it last week a couple times. And I know you said it earlier. For whatever reason, this never got going for me.
Me either.
I agree.
For Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, they're never going to have a bad night. It's never going to be a bad match. And maybe sometimes the expectations are too high. I'm not sure why, but maybe it was too short. Maybe it wasn't the right atmosphere. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't 5-star.
I just think it lacked like work rate.
Yeah.
To me, like they were just like it was just so slow paced, and you never really knew like where they were going with it. Like, yeah, Eddie was playing heel and going through the ropes, taking his timeouts, whatever. But other than that, the story never really progressed anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Ty?
It was, when I'm watching it, like, it was slow, it was methodical, and I thought, like, that was fine for the beginning. You know, Eddie's working him, that whole thing. But there was no spots in the match. Like, there was no spots in the match. Like, it was chop, throw them in, clothesline, then work a hold, then chop. You know, chop each other, this, that, the other.
And you do a suplex off the rope, then I'll do one.
Then superplex, then work them again, then this. To me, it's like you said, Hack, with the previous match with Psychosis, that you thought somebody was hurt. I thought somebody was hurt in this match. The Eddie Benoit match. Like, and it was so weird because at the very end, the finish, Benoit's got Eddie in the crossface, and Eddie's like kind of no selling it.
Yeah.
Like, it like he was just like there, like
Wasn't really fighting it that much?
Yeah, wasn't fighting at all, had no reaction, and then just out of nowhere, like, he taps. Like, it was really strange.
It was sudden. It wasn't as long as I would have wanted it to be, and it wasn't the match I was anticipating. And I've seen these guys have great matches together.
Yep.
So it's like, I don't know. Hack, what did you think of it?
All right. I have one single note right here, and neither of you could guess it in a million years.
Okay, give it.
And it has nothing to do with the match.
Okay. Just give it to us.
Neither one of them was wearing lifters on their boots.
Wow, the lifter report.
Think about it. They're short, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Both guys are short, but they're so good they don't feel like they need to be wearing these lifters to look bigger. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's no reason why those two guys aren't wearing 3-inch lifters.
Can I ask you, maybe do you think it was because they were working each other and not somebody bigger?
No. It was
I was going to ask that too.
No, never.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's hard to work their style. Like
Eddie never wore lifters, ever.
Dude, Eddie's like 5'7".
Yeah, I know, but I've never seen him wear lifters
beast.
ever.
But they were also... Now, I don't remember if they did, like, previously, like, in the earlier years or anything like that, but at this point, they've both been heavyweight champions, so, like, you're super credible as it is. Like, you shouldn't need those extra couple inches of lifters, from my opinion.
Yeah, Benoit had just won the heavyweight championship a couple months prior.
It was the year before.
It was the year...
Eddie wasn't a champion.
Yes, he was.
He was their heavyweight champion.
They said it on the show that he beat Brock. He beat Brock for the heavyweight
Was that when he was coming in the bouncing cars and
Absolutely,
stuff?
yeah.
Latino heat,
Eddie
baby.
was huge. Eddie was giant, man. He was a big star.
So good, dude.
He's the greatest of all time, man.
Like, just like the fake... Like,
Yes.
Wow.
Him or Terry Funk. Just hot take right there.
like him faking with the chair shots and, like, throwing the chair and the guys and just... laying down on the mat like, oh, he hit me. Or,
Yeah, the ref turns around. Yeah, he was such a great heel.
That
dude.
was so great for his Mexican heritage because of the American people's perception of Mexicans. Then
Yes.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this dude walking down the streets going to carjack me. You know what I'm saying?
Steal.
Yeah.
It might even still be that anyway.
No,
I don't know.
I didn't think the match itself, for whatever reason.
Oh my God! Did you like anything here today?
I love this
You're
show.
gonna
I think it's the greatest
well,
pay-per-view
all right,
ever.
here, I'm going to call it. This is what you're going to say. Well, I never thought the match got going, and it didn't really last too long.
It was
And
wonky.
He said that. He said that every match.
I did not. I did not.
Well,
No,
you're just changing your star
no,
ratings
I'm not.
here. That's all you're
Let's
doing.
go our star ratings for this. I'll go 3 stars for this match. Ollie, what do you have it?
2.5.
2.5.
Two
So
and a-
why don't you
two
rip
and
it
a
Ollie?
half.
He's
All
got
right,
nothing.
here's the thing.
I go 3. What do you go for it?
All
Have
right,
4,
I know,
5?
but you guys have seen. It's hard for me to give these two guys anything lower than a 4 because I know what they've done before in my head.
Yeah, but that's not what
I've
you're
seen
rating.
matches they've done before.
Yeah, but
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
But that's not what you're rating.
No.
You're rating
All right,
this
all right.
specifically.
Yeah, besides that. Okay, I love them both, and that's the way it is. But I also have a feeling that they went out there with nothing. They went out there with the finish, and that's what all the holds were. They were calling it out there.
It kind of looked like that.
I watched them talking to each other the whole time. I'm like, why are these guys talking so much?
And that's also why I thought one of them was hurt, because it was like, hey, let's just go out there. We've done this 1,000 fucking times, and then.
Yeah, I didn't feel that way. I just thought they mailed it in a little bit.
Okay.
And also, I didn't like.
And you go 4 stars, even though they mailed it in.
Yeah, because if you're that good. I can't imagine you rating a Hogan Andre match.
I would go chop. That's not. You can't go that because that's a 5-star, but it's not.
Okay, a Hogan Andre is a 5-star, but that match is a 5-star more than Hogan Andre is.
There's work rate, and then there's like other things. Like if I gave a star rating for Andre Hogan, it would be like 2 stars.
I'm sorry, people. We got to change up something. This guy is killing me now, and I think I just. What do you feel about what I just said to him?
I know what you're saying, but
you can't discredit his star rating theory when you give every single match a 4 just because
I've only done that tonight to prove a point to you, gentlemen, and I'm bringing it up now.
The past 3 weeks you've been
like it.
5.
No, 4-1. I gave a 4-2
5.
I said a 5 ever.
Every week it's 5.
Dude, he's giving Hogan. He's giving Hogan the Warrior a 7.
No, that's like a 4, a legit 4.
Okay,
it was wonky.
Is it a 4 to a wrestling standard that you expect from the guys that are in the ring, or is it a 4 because of the work rate?
It's everything. You got to put everything in there. For the crowd wasn't super into this.
They weren't.
The crowd wasn't.
I don't base my star rating off. Well, I give everybody a 4. Apparently,
You do. It starts at 4 for you. It starts at 4. Never heard anything under a 4. Anyway,
It's not 1 through 5. It's 4 through 5.
we're getting lost in the weeds here. Up next,
I've never been. I've done a lot of weed in my life, but I've never been in the weeds. I don't like touching
How many
weeds.
pots have you smoked?
yeah, take a pen rip over there, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
I've had at least 10 since you started the show.
Let me take one bump, get my head straight.
Up next, Joel Gertner was there in the balcony, and he was interviewing them, and he was begging Bischoff for a job, which I thought
Which is hilarious.
It was great. I love that. They just like kind of kick him out of there, and he gets him out of there. So that was a really funny bit. I really enjoyed that. Up next on the show, Hack, you are not going to disagree with my story.
Who pushed him? No, that was JBL.
That was
pushed
JBL
him hard after somebody didn't push him real hard at first.
Yeah.
And JBL's like, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Get him a real shove.
Flew him.
Up next on the show, this is one of my favorite wrestling matchups of all time.
Oh, it must be in my match then.
This is Mike Awesome, Masato Tanaka.
Oh, God.
These two guys. Oh, hold on now. I want to talk about this
higher.
match. This is higher. Okay? Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka, every single time these guys got in the ring together, whether I've seen him work at FMW, whether it was in ECW, and on this show, and this was not either one of these guys in their prime. This is 2005 Mike Awesome, 2005 Masato Tanaka. These two guys went out here and just had an absolute classic. I think it was the best match on the show. This match was...
Big surprise.
I loved it. I thought it was amazing. This was a true spectacle. These two guys beat the hell out of each other, and they didn't even go that long. How long did they go, Ali, on this? Was it 10 minutes, 11 minutes?
Here, I gotta scroll down a little bit.
Yeah, maybe not even that.
It was
9 minutes, 52
yeah,
seconds.
they didn't go
All
10.
right. Yeah.
This match...
Oh, but they encompassed it all. They told the story. It was an epic saga. What the hell else are you going to tell me in 9 minutes that Eddie didn't tell in 7 minutes?
Do you think this match was not as good as Eddie and Benoit? Or do you think it was better?
All right.
I do.
It's my expectation of wrestlers.
Okay.
They were totally different matches.
Yes, they were. They were completely different
Yeah, one
styles.
sucked and one was good.
So
Kidding, not sucked.
No. This what else can you say, dude? Awesome. They just get right to it. They just go brawling right away. Awesome sent him outside and hits a suicide dive on him. And Joey had a real unfortunate comment on commentary that I'm sure he wanted back, where he said he wished that he actually did it. And then, unfortunately, Mike Awesome did end up taking his life, which really bummer. Awesome throws.
Love you, Mike.
Love you, Mike. Absolutely love you, Mike.
Oh, me and him in Japan. He was so happy. Just a quick little hack story. Me and the Pitbulls came over. We brought an ounce of Coke with us, an ounce of pot. There's a story in the airport I'll tell you later. But as soon as I got there, Mike was in the company, and I had pot, and he wasn't getting any good pot over there. So me and him were best friends the whole tour.
Okay. Shouts out to Mike Awesome. Smoking bud with you.
Me and Mike
in
got along
Japan.
great.
That's
We're
awesome.
pungy every night.
No wonder this is a higher rating.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
So they do some brawling outside of the ring. Awesome. Then leaned up a table really weird on the barricade where like the legs were like inside the barricade. And then he gives Tanaka this awesome bomb through the table. Oh my God. That
Dude.
was so crazy.
I don't even know how he didn't break his neck.
Well, and it landed right on top of
legs.
of the legs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even Foley said it on the commentary where he's like, "Oh, wrestling!" Like he made some.
You don't want to hit that. You want to hit the table square, or
In
you're
the
going to
middle.
go through
Yeah.
it. It's
And if
like,
you're going-
Mick probably couldn't make a birdhouse out of graham crackers. He's not a building person to me.
You're ripping his Mick Foley's carpentry skills.
No, I'm ripping his birdhouse making abilities.
Out of graham crackers.
AKA carpentry.
All right, but you have kids, Mick, so I'll put you over for the house. What's the house that you make during Christmas?
Gingerbread house?
Yeah, he can definitely make a gingerbread house, but dude, there is no way he could carpenter himself into a birdhouse. They would eat it.
It's a weird accusation to be throwing around here.
No, listen to me. There's
He can't-
certain people that you know fucking right from the door that they ain't picked up a hammer in their lives.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're just these two guys, I know so many worlds more than these guys know about tools in your hands.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's some people that never. Rene Dupree never had a tool in his hand.
Renee never had a tool in his hand. All right, so hold
Because
on.
me and him talk. Well, this was his own tool.
All right. Hold on, Hack.
He was
Just 'cause we were
jackhammer.
talking about it before.
Okay, Hack. I
There's
got
some
that
guys
just called
you know that ain't never built a thing in their
Fine,
lives.
fine. But
That
let me
just
ask
called
you.
me
just
so
know
off guard, Rene Dupree.
What
Dude.
wrestler gives you Bob Vila vibes?
Who's the Bob Bailey of WWE?
Not me.
Oh, Hack
I can
Bailey.
build anything.
Okay.
He did build the scaffold
All
for
right.
the scaffold
That's
match.
right. That's absolutely
Oh
right.
my God, that was too much. That whole
was. They go back in the ring, and Tanaka put him there at the table with an awesome splash. Then they got some chairs. There was 3 shots
Dude.
right to the head, and all these shots were just like I was cringing watching these.
Yeah, you can't feel it.
You can't feel it, right, Hack?
Well, look. The guy took the 3 most hellacious shots you ever said from the history of man since Roman Empire times. And
Yeah, the power bomb through the table
I know,
was like
but
landing on a feather.
but my point is, you feel it, but it's not going to KO you. That was my point.
Okay. And then he hit the diamond dust, and then a tornado DDT on the chairs for a 2 count. A top rope elbow with the chair for Tanaka as well, which was awesome.
dude. They all sounded great
They
too.
did.
Like everything they did.
Everything they did. He's laughing because he loved it. Look at him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been in a couple, man. Like Mahoney made him. Dude, I've taken 10, 15 of them in a match from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So that Awesome countered him with a spear. I can't remember him ever doing a spear.
I don't remember ever
was-
doing
Yeah, it was
it
a
either.
little strange.
It was a little strange. It was kind of like Edge-ish, how like Edge would hit a spear, kind of like on the side like that.
I don't
but-
know. Do you think he was like fucking fucking with somebody by doing the spear? Like
I don't
because
know.
they were giving him shit for, like leaving WWE, leaving WCW, leaving
I have no idea.
And JBL was great during this match with like the kick
He's
out
like, yeah, like
shit.
kick out,
Yeah.
kick out. Like,
just mocking it like it's so good.
Everything he was pantomiming from the balcony was like just amazing. So
Oh, and him putting Eddie and Chris over and Benoit over for their match. Like, come on, come to my brand.
yeah, that was cool.
stuff.
Awesome then hit a chair shot from the top rope right to his head. And then this was a really crazy suplex through the table that was then countered into a tornado DDT for a 2 count. And then JBL was just hating on it to like Orlando Jordan, like basically saying like this isn't wrestling. What are they doing? Which I thought was awesome too. And then Awesome took him up for a super sit out Awesome bomb on the table.
Dude,
That was dope.
I know, but that was like with the piece of table
Yes.
sticking up there. Dude,
I was gonna mention that.
Like,
Thank you,
I mean,
Ali.
it wasn't that close. Like,
It was
watching
close enough.
but it's close enough to where you're like, we gotta be careful.
Like that could have went like right through your shoulder or into your head or like your neck or like anything. Like that was insane to do that spot right there.
There's a lot of trust out there.
A lot of trust. These guys obviously had it for each other.
And a lot of guts and balls.
And that's Mike knowing where to place him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's Mike knowing exactly where to place him.
Right.
Well, he didn't place him great on the fucking outside power bomb, that's for sure.
Like a sit-out awesome bomb off the top rope was a 2 count.
And it wasn't like straight. Like he was jumping backwards.
Yes.
Like it was a backwards sit-out power bomb. It wasn't like just a
It's
forward.
it's gotta be.
Yeah.
Right.
They set up another table on the outside, and he chucks him for the awesome bomb, and then he just like...
Well, not before he messes up getting a table. It like totally botches like 2 other tables trying to get him in the ring.
I know. I'm like sitting there
Jesus
watching,
Christ,
like,
Mike.
Jesus, dude. Like, act like you've done this before.
No, he was high.
So how many
Yeah,
times
he was
you
high.
Ricky,
I was high when I said
He was high.
He was high?
Oh, yeah, I thought that exactly. I'm like, I've never seen him fumble like that.
Oh, okay.
The dude's got 5...
The legs are open. He pushes the table
Yeah.
and the legs snap right off.
he's
I'm
high.
like, dude.
Well, we were pretty close to him being dead, right?
I think shortly, maybe like a year or so later.
Yeah. So dude, I thought that he was high messing with the tables, but look at all the other shit that he did and didn't even bat an eye about it.
Yeah. Then they do the awesome bomb through the table, and then he does like a slingshot to the outside.
No, dude, I don't. Is it? Oh, it is the slingshot over,
I know.
dude. I
He's
love that.
unbelievable.
I love
I
that.
wish the
dive
camera
over.
got a better view of that. Like they kind of like panned like late.
Dude, they
and
probably
caught him,
didn't
like,
think he was gonna do that.
No.
right.
because he's never. When has he ever done that?
I don't remember him doing that. Like,
Yeah,
like
like-
it was wild.
I mean, it was
I
sick
saw him do
though.
that before.
You've seen him do that?
Yeah.
The slingshot to the outside like that?
Yeah.
What,
Okay.
after he puts him through the table,
Yeah.
And then they count the fall right there on the outside. 1, 2, 3.
and then
That was the
Molyneux
finish.
counts on the table.
And then the
That's
camera.
great, too.
Did you miss the The camera missed him giving the power bomb to Molyneux at first too.
They caught it like at the end. Mike could barely get Molyneux.
I
up.
know.
Dude, I'm
What's
like, dude,
going on?
what's going
Well,
on?
dude,
here?
it's not
Tags
like
he's
Molyneux.
high.
It's not like
Molyneux was that you want to talk about dead weight. Dude, he's got a gut almost like yours.
How about yours,
He did no, sure, no. But Molyneux's like you
Yeah.
don't get more dead weight than that dead weight.
Yeah, you ain't getting a jump from
Yeah.
Molyneux.
Dude, it's literally like picking up a walrus.
Yes.
No offense,
There's
Molyneux. I
no
love you.
joke. I know. No, but I love him for the fact that he probably said, "Please do that to me. I want something to do on there."
Yeah,
Yeah.
something to remember
You
me
know what
from
I'm
that
saying?
show.
And I know, and I guarantee you that's what happened in the locker room.
Okay.
He
Well,
just wanted to do it.
this match was absolutely incredible. They really like took it back to like 1999, 2000.
Oh, it's a classic.
It was like a time machine 5 years, 6 years later.
Literal classic.
Dude, the fact that Mike Awesome could still do a great like suicide dive, like not touch a rope and just jump at his size, at like, dude, that's just so
I'm
impressive.
glad you mentioned his size too, Ty. Hack, how tall actually was
My
Mike Awesome?
height, no
9-inch
lifters.
lifters.
So what?
I can look him in the eye.
So 6'4", 6'3"?
No, like 6'2.5".
Okay,
probably
6'2"
at that point. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Because one of the things I noticed for him, like in ECW, he stood out as a big guy. But when he went to WCW, in the first night, they put him up with Nash.
Why do you think I got on the juice before I got there for 6 months, dude? It's the land of the giants.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, and it just kind of like, for whatever reason, his size didn't resonate on the big stage.
Well, and maybe as well, the boss just gave you all this money and whatever, and this is you.
And he got
And I'm
saddled.
sure Nash is the last person he wants to be in the ring with that.
He also got saddled with a lot of bad gimmicks there. They gave him like the fat chick Thriller and the 80s
All
guy.
right,
and
there's
the
a
70s
reason
guy.
for that. You could have just kept them the same exact dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would have been awesome.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's
with
a
the
reason.
mullet and everything.
there's a reason for these
WCW
things, dude.
people would have loved him.
Yeah, give this guy a bad gimmick. Well, Nash, why would Nash want this guy to come over, be touted as the next biggest thing, when a company does something so unbelievable where they give him a $250,000 check to take their champion? That doesn't happen a lot in the business, you know what I mean? So what do you think the top guys there are thinking about Mike? They don't want to put him over.
No, he got mid-card slotted pretty much right
Yeah,
away.
there's some big sharks up there, dude.
It's
the
unfortunate.
whole time ever.
And for whatever reason, he never caught on in WWE either after WCW closed and they purchased him. Mike Awesome, absolute legend of the business. I truly
He would
love
have
his
been
work.
way better. That dude was suited for Japan. He probably could have made like 20 grand in a week in Japan, but he was there like early in his career. He was there for like five years or so before that, before I even saw him, like in the late 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was over there a long time, but he was just much better suited for Japanese, I think. I mean, it was fine in ECW, but you see the other two companies couldn't do a thing with him.
No, they
So
couldn't.
right then he should have went back to Japan, but he's got a wife and kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Absolutely love this match. I don't know, Oliver. What would you give it a star rating?
It's 4.
4. Okay,
Yeah.
4.
I'm going to go a little bit higher. I'm going to go 4.5. I just truly love this match. Hack's going with a straight up 4. Okay. Up next on the show, Paul Heyman came out. He got a gigantic reaction. I think
He went long, too.
he was getting choked up here too. He was getting a little choked up.
No, I can't
You
believe
think that was
this.
worth
No,
it?
he was
Go to
smoking
my
a joint
note.
with Van Damme.
Yeah, no. Do you think it was legit Hack or what?
No, he forced it.
Oh, you think it was fake tears?
Absolutely.
Wow, I love it. Fake lifter guy, fake tear guy.
Yes, I thought absolutely it was forced.
Okay.
Because of Joey.
Because of Joey. Wow, I love this. This is great.
No, because I don't think he wanted to go out there and look like Joey and be that, but he didn't want to go out there and not act like he wasn't affected all emotionally by it.
Like,
Okay.
since Joey was, I have to be.
Kind of, that's how I felt.
Okay, you know these guys best, so I'll have to.
That's how I felt.
No, I'll have to defer to you on that one.
Oh, thanks. First thing you defer to me today about every match being slow, never got to the story, they were short.
I never said that. I let off by saying this is my
that's
favorite
what I heard
pay-per-view of
you
all
say.
time.
I know.
This is my like. What do you hear? You hear what you want to hear, man. This is my favorite show of all
Oh, wait
time.
a minute. Are you telling me that you didn't say at least on 3 of these matches that they were too short and that they didn't finish the story? 3.
I don't
I
know
never
if
said
I've
the
ever
word
heard.
finish the story. On
No,
this,
no, finish it because I can't remember the exact words that you used.
2, he said it didn't really get started. And that was the Ray and Psychosis match, and that was the Benoit and Eddie Guerrero match.
Okay, which is
Stand by
exactly
that.
what
Me and
I'm
Oliver
talking
both
about.
agreed.
Yeah, I stand by all my
don't
opinions.
tell me that I'm an idiot when I'm reiterating that what you two were just saying right there.
It was like 2 out
I've
of like
never-
7 matches.
Well, no, but there was another 2 or 3 that you said that they did them for the time slot, for how long they went.
I've never-
You asked Oliver. You said the one went
I
7
asked-
minutes
I
and it's
asked
too
him-
short. Another one that went 7, and then Oliver said the one went 9.
I asked him how long the Mike Awesome Tanaka match was because it was short.
You're horrifying. I'm convinced.
I never called you an idiot. I
Hack's
would
got a
never.
bit-
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
pretty
Yeah,
good with. I
seriously.
used to be good with verbatim, like exact words that you say. But yes, I definitely get ideas, and you're horrifying.
I love this show. I don't know what you're getting at here, man. So Heyman was thanking a lot of people, and then he did also start to go after Eric Bischoff, and he made him. He let him know.
Andre Hogan a 5. You're kidding me.
We'll talk about that off air. I'll
Seriously?
defend myself. He then went after Bischoff, saying that everybody was at an ECW show and not a WCW show, and that he was visiting Heyman at an ECW show and not Heyman going to a WCW show. I thought that was a really great line. He then ripped on Edge a little bit. This was during the time period when Matt Hardy and Edge, all that stuff was going down with Lita, and he said, "Hide your wives." Edge is here.
Wow, wow! How do you react to that? I mean, Edge had no reaction.
It's a great line. Hide your wives. It's Edge.
Well, yeah, without saying, "Yo, Edge."
Right, everybody knows.
But then
you know,
he said,
like-
and then he said that he messed up the 2 words for you. He's like, I got 2 words for you, and then he said Matt freaking Hardy, and then everybody up in the balcony was holding up their 3
I know.
fingers.
So you could have just said 3 words.
yeah, you could have just said 3 words.
well, I don't
but-
even know.
Oh, that's a hack right there.
I don't
Yeah.
think
I've
he,
spelled beer BER.
I don't think he knew he was gonna say
the mic.
freaking. I think he was like, yeah, 2 words, and then it just came out, Matt freaking Hart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He didn't even have to say the name
he didn't
at all.
because the Hide Your Wives line was enough.
Yeah, it was already assumed.
You
in
can
that,
tell
yeah.
by the crowd reaction.
Yeah,
You
Every-
screwed Matt.
It's a
You
smart
screwed
crowd.
Matt.
It's a
You
smart
screwed
crowd.
Matt.
Everyone knew. And then he has what I thought was the absolute line of the night. He tells JBL that he was only WWE champion for a year because Triple H didn't want to work Tuesdays.
Dude, that is so good. Elizabeth. That is such a fucking good fucking line, dude.
And it's true. It's definitely true.
Oh, it's gotta be 100% true.
Like, you could tell it was stewing around in his head probably for like a year before he actually said it.
Not that JBL like wasn't great or like good enough to be a champion, but like Triple H doesn't want to work Tuesdays. All right, you're the champ then.
No, it was such a great line. I absolutely loved it. And
was he the champ before or after him and Ron?
It was after.
It was after him and Ron?
Right after, they did like a brand split thing and split up the APA, and then they just gave him the JBL character, and he got really hot-shotted into the main event.
Oh, that's when he went from like a biker dude to the suit guy?
Yes.
All right. Just like, what's his name? MJF's changing his character from that to the opposite way, I guess, now.
Yeah.
Now that you think about it.
Yeah, you're right. And then he really started working with Eddie. Eddie put him over real big and dropped the belt to him. So that was the program that really made him as a champ. And then he held it for a year until he dropped it to Cena at Mania 21.
Yeah, but the clothesline from hell is the one thing they all remember about JBL.
Dude.
Yeah.
Stiff as balls.
Yeah.
We'll get to JBL more later because there's a lot to talk about with him here. Up next on the show, this is you, Hack. It's the main event. The Dudley Boys, Tommy Dreamer, and yourself. I honestly don't think any other match could have main evented this show. And in my estimation, I think your entrance here is the greatest entrance in professional wrestling history. I really truly believe that. I don't know where you feel.
I agree 100%.
I don't know. Ty?
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Hack? I mean, you're hitting it's hard for you to put over yourself when I say something like that, but
well, I couldn't enjoy it as much just because of music.
well, as always, I do tell people find out how to steal these shows on the internet and listen to it with the Metallica song because it's totally different vibe like that.
100%.
When this show's getting put together, did you remember any hesitation or did you have any thought involved in terms of like when they're performing, putting on the show? Did you expect to come out to Metallica's theme song at this point, Hack?
No.
You didn't think they'd have the music for it?
No, because there was a deal that Vince, that Metallica in like '95 when they came out with Enter the Sandman went to Vince and said they want to play WrestleMania, and Vince supposedly was like, "Who the hell is Metallica?" So that's the whole reason why I didn't get to use my song, because they wouldn't sell them the rights for it.
But they gave it to him for just one night for the show, because when you come out on the show, you're coming out to Enter the Sandman here.
Yeah, when the show's happening, it's Enter Sandman.
Yeah.
But they put a different song over it on Peacock because you're not paying Metallica.
Yeah, well, okay, then Vince pirated it for the night, because every other time, every Raw, everything, I never came out to that song ever.
Never. This is
so
the
I didn't
only
even
time.
know that.
Yeah, this is the only time you actually come out to it. And
Right. I mean, it's probably what, like, I don't know, like a $50,000 fine or something. You know, like
you probably have to pay for the licensing for one night use. I have no idea how much that would be.
yeah, neither do I. But I'm assuming he was like, well, if they catch me, I'll pay the fine.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah,
That's
right,
what I'm
like, if
assuming,
they say
like,
something, like fucking.
This entrance, though, is you're coming out through the crowd and you're up there, you're starting in the balcony, and the one guy grabs the cane. That guy,
Dude,
like,
hilarious.
you really are feeling it.
Dude, the crowd's Hack was. You were afraid you were going to get pushed the fuck over, weren't you?
You don't even see it, but there's a dude, Todd, an African-American bald guy, who is behind me on his knees because he doesn't want to be on camera, and he's holding my belt so I don't go over the edge.
Dude, you've told me that, and every time I've seen that
I
show
tried to look
afterwards,
for
I
this
look
guy.
for him and I cannot find this dude.
Yeah, that was his job.
You had like a handler making sure you didn't fall over.
Yeah, because, dude,
Did you see the people?
I know. And the
I've
people-
been up there before, and I was like, whoa, dude. People, you know what I mean, in other arenas.
That's
Like,
crazy.
Dude, watching when I there live, I was at the show live at the like, dude, I thought you were going to get pushed over the top of the balcony.
I looked for him when I watched it. Every round that I looked for him, but they don't catch him. They don't get me. They don't pan to me until
Like
I'm at
walking
the
down,
edge.
right.
But there's like 15, 16, 17 rows there. You know what I'm saying? But then I hit my head too. So when I get down to the next level and I go by the boxes and I'm holding my one hand up on a rail above me for something, I smash the beer can against my head and I hit my head on the back. Oh shit!
You took a bump before the
I
match started.
stiffed myself. Good. I was like, whoa.
Oh, that's awesome. So you make your way.
Yeah, but I should have. It's not like a regret, but I would have. I could have easily surfed that crowd.
Oh man.
I should have surfed that crowd.
could've.
And I've thought that ever since the first time I ever saw that on tape. I was like, I should have surfed that crowd.
They weren't getting your fat ass all the way to the ring.
I think they would have.
It was so packed. You have
Did you
to
see your
understand.
gut on your foot?
Yeah, I did have a gun.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but at most I'm like 265.
Yeah, you look like Molyneux.
Yeah, well, nowhere close. He was as fat
I
as
thought
me.
that was Molyneux coming out from the crowd. I was like, what's he?
No, they could ease because of the density of the crowd and the seats like that, and certain, you know what I mean. I could easily surf that crowd.
So as I'm rewatching it, you're coming out, and then you make your way finally down there, and you kind of prop up a chair over the railing, and I'm having flashbacks to WrestleMania weekend. I was like, wait to see the temple over here. No,
Make sure I'm not falling on that one.
you did not. You go and you do you motorboat the one girl. It was your girlfriend.
That
at
was
the
my
time.
girlfriend then. She was 22. I was
blonde.
44. That's right, bitches.
The blonde.
Yeah.
Doing her college homework.
I did do her college. Oh, that's a straight shoot. I got her
Dean's list.
yeah, on the dean's. I forgot about that.
You got her
No,
on the
I did her
dean's list?
psychology homework for her.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for you, man.
And she's actually right now a school psychiatrist up the street at Hartford
Middle
High
school.
school. No, high school.
The high school now?
Get out of here. Wow. Oh, that's awesome. That's good to hear.
Hack just can't go within 50 yards of it.
Just buried him. And then you got Tommy's out there a little bit, and Tommy kind of does like a little half-ass beer smash on his head. I gotta say,
Yeah, it's
Tommy.
a pussy smash.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Yeah, that was.
You guys both then motorboat Electra, pour some beer down her. Super cool, super cool.
Yeah, the other girl, that's Big Dick's wife.
Okay, Electra. And this is easily, like I said, I think it's the greatest entrance in pro wrestling history. It was so awesome to see. You could tell Bubba and Devon are super fired up. Those two guys were in great shape, too, for this match.
Both of them.
I have never seen Devon this big.
Devon, that's a note I got.
There we
Devon
go.
is jacked.
Yeah, he is. He's
Devon
huge.
jacked up here, top left, in big letters.
Huge! He's huge!
Wow, his arms.
And Bubba was in great shape here, too. So,
The only time I ever seen him in better shape was at TNA when he was with Hogan's daughter.
okay, wow.
He was really jacked then.
Okay, yeah.
And then
no,
he got fat again.
I thought both these guys were in great shape for this pay-per-view. You could tell it was a big thing for them. And you guys are main eventing the show. Now, I see you before the match. You do lean in and say something to Tommy. Do you remember what you said to Tommy there? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, you fat fuck. Where are you going for dinner tonight? That's the only thing I can imagine saying to him.
Okay, so you guys get rocking and rolling right away.
Well,
when-
because you guys do like you pound, you do the fist bump when you're going
Yeah, I
there.
didn't
Like,
know that was happening, and I didn't like it, but
Okay. So, yeah, you guys do exchange fist bumps. And then
because I half-assed did it.
You did, and then you gave a late one to Devon. Out comes the Blue World Order. This was really awesome to see.
We're taking over.
It was really awesome to see them come out and get a little moment on the pay-per-view right there. And then it just turns into a straight-up ECW classic cluster. It was awesome to see. They turn on you guys really quick. You take a powder to the outside. They're working.
Didn't Steve hit me with a good super kick
He
there?
did. Hit you
Yeah,
with
to
a
open
great
up.
Oh,
super
yeah,
kick.
it was great.
Oh, Stevie.
It was great timing by you because you were looking at the crowd and then you turned your head.
I know
Right,
where he was
perfect
going.
time. Yeah, it was
And
perfect.
I know you have to put much Stevie. I've taken probably
He
100
wouldn't
of
even
them,
touch you with.
but he will land it right there.
Just
right
a little,
there,
just a little
right on
kiss.
the baby's bottom,
Oh,
dude.
man.
just a kiss.
Just
So
a kiss.
hey, it's trust. He could break my jaw there easily.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just trust.
And all you guys trusted each other because this was certainly really, really fun stuff. Then out came Kid Cash.
Good
which
job
is
for
just-
noticing my time in there.
It was just out of nowhere. Kid Cash came out, and then out came the.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Did you see he came out and then he got douched right away, like halfway over
Right
the
away.
rope? And I'm like, what the hell went on right there?
I have no idea.
Next thing I know, they're setting up the dive.
Yeah,
it was a
Did you
little
notice
strange.
that time?
Yeah, it was a little strange. It was like,
It's like he threw himself out. Over
yeah, I don't know.
Right, so
Or
nobody knows
was there
what
anything in? Well, maybe I guess he was clearing himself out for another spot
you
or
know
something.
what? But you notice how we talk about how the cameras just missed this, just missed that. They might have missed what happened right before there.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not 100%. We'll
And
never
they're
know.
Vince's cameras right there. That's not like Ron and Charlie doing that.
No. Yeah, they're working it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So Vince's guys are missing our stuff.
Yeah. So that outcome, Axel Rotten and Balls Mahoney, it was really cool to see them also on the show. And then Joey had such a great line about Nova. He said, "That's more painful than having to be Simon Dean on national TV." Yeah, I'm fired. I was like,
I missed that.
yeah, he had.
I didn't get it. I heard it. But I didn't get it.
Nova had to portray this character Simon Dean, which is like a Richard Simmons fitness guru kind of guy. And it was a horrible gimmick. It was basically like the Body Donnas, and it was trash. It was not a good gimmick, Hack. So then after that, Kid Cash, everybody's in the runway, and Cash hits this huge flipping springboard dive on them.
Takes down 20 dudes.
It was like bowling pins. Everybody getting knocked down. It was,
No, I love that.
It was great. And then then the match starts. That's all like the pre-match. Then the match starts. So Bubba immediately goes after Tommy, hitting him with some weapon shots. And then he gets out a cheese grater. Hack, did you ever use a cheese grater
No,
on the
I
spot?
hated him.
That looked
Dude, you
gruesome.
cut yourself. You know, I hated the things. And I'm not going to use something that New Jack is using.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I get a cane.
Yeah. Like, yeah. It's a, yeah.
I get a cane, I get a chair, I get a table. I'm good.
I never seen you with a cheese grater before. I
No.
didn't know if you ever, like, anybody used
No,
one.
but if you notice the way cheese graters, if imagine if the wide part of the cheese grater, when you put it on your marble counter in your kitchen, right? When you put an onion there and you push the onion against the side of it, that's what slices it down. But they do the opposite way. But it creates a great pop.
Yeah, huge pop.
So they're safe, but I just never liked them.
Okay. Yeah, he does it. He starts going after Dreamer, and Dreamer is busted open.
Oh, Dreamer's. Oh, geez, he's gaffed right now.
Oh my God! And
Wow, that's like a Steve Carino gaff.
he's immediately just like puddle of blood right there immediately, and it's just like the match is going. And then after that, there was Sandman, you come back in the ring, you make the save for Dreamer, and then
Timing perfect.
perfect. Like you were powdered for the first bit of
course.
it. You come back in, and then you take down Bubba, and then you guys were working over Bubba pretty good. And then Joey had another really, really awesome line. He was going to say something about like Lou Gehrig at like his last at bat at Yankee Stadium, but Gehrig didn't whip out a cheese grater and start mutilating people.
I remember that from before.
I thought that was such a great line.
I'd always put him over for that.
And then you pull up a ladder, and Ty, this is something you and Ollie were talking about before the show. Kind of a rinky-dink ladder for this. It was just like a little ladder. I don't know.
It seemed like it was like not plastic, but it was one of those like cheapest, like super light ladders. I'm like, oh god, yeah, like
We
I
weren't
was saying.
climbing it. We didn't care.
Right.
Right.
It wasn't being used for any spots off it. It was
Wasn't
just
climbing it. Didn't care. It's
Yeah.
way easier, and it's not as heavy,
It's
and it's
lighter,
lighter on
yeah.
everybody.
okay.
I chose the ladder.
Oh, you picked the ladder out.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
on
you
the
went to
ladder.
Home Depot.
No, they had ones that I could use there. They had different ones that I could use. In a building like that, there's probably 5 ladders all over the place. You know what I mean? You can
Yeah.
walk
Well, and
into
it was WWE, so
you
they
walk
had
into
your pick of your
maintenance
pick.
and you just look.
Yeah. You hit Devon with the Rolling Rock, and then Bubba just takes your head off with a chair shot.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. Just
Yeah.
lays it in on.
Did you see me even think about putting a hand up?
Not for a second.
No, it
Nope.
looked like you got knocked out though.
No.
I'm kidding.
Shut up! You guys are losers! How do you not get that fact?
Yeah, you were clean out.
Okay, so this is a first for me as far as I've ever seen. So Dreamer and you then put on pair of figure fours. Hack, was this the first time you ever executed a figure four?
No,
with
did
your-
I have it wrong?
You did.
Dude, yeah. Hey, I'm the first one to get up. I was like, wait a minute. Or something happened or something.
His foot went underneath you, and then you kind of like what, like Devon's like putting it in himself. He's like putting himself
you guys
in it.
have that as a note?
Yes,
Did you,
yes,
were you gonna hit me
yes,
with it?
I was.
Oh, but you were gonna let me bury myself first and be like, "Oh, it was great. I was like Ric Flair putting it on."
No,
and you two were gonna be like, "Hack, you missed it totally."
I never seen you do a figure four before, so it was cool.
Oh, it was Tommy's spot.
Well, watching it live, I'm like, I don't even know Hack's putting him in a figure
All
four.
right,
Like,
so but check this out. If you watch recently on WWE AEW last night, somebody screwed up a figure four, but then somebody else they had the, you know how you have the leg under instead of leg over. Somebody else did it, and then they turned it into a finish last night.
Okay.
yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, I missed
Yeah,
that.
so that's what I was trying to do. When I missed it, you guys thought I missed it. Just saying.
Right. You were doing the
I saw
different
that
version.
last night, and they're finally catching up to me. You know,
20
now
years
doing
later.
spots.
They were
Yes.
watching One Night Stand. They were like, "That's what
that
Hack
makes
was doing."
sense.
Yeah.
I'm begging these people.
You're ahead of the time.
Do their
Mac.
homework.
Yeah. Outcome then next the Impact players for a run in, and they had this weird like bar.
Wait a minute, let's go into my half-ass curly shuffle right there. I did the curly shuffle off a ladder spot.
Oh,
None
okay.
of you's even seen it.
What?
Wow,
The
you guys
curly
are.
shuffle.
Yeah, when you lay on your side and you go like this.
Oh, when you're selling. Yeah.
Okay. So Tommy does the
But
Terry
the
Funk
ladder
spot.
stopped me.
And yeah, you kind of I loved how you go to get up after that spot, but you quickly get out of the way of the ladder too. That was really cool.
Well, yeah, it's my guy with it, yeah.
Instead of taking the ball.
Oh, they called it Terry. No, that's my spot. I gave Terry Funk that spot.
That's the hack
So
spot.
it's Terry's spot.
It's Terry's spot, but
He's the one who did it.
yeah, that's Terry's spot then.
Pussy.
Not
Yeah.
the hack spot.
No,
I might have actually done that before. Somebody find that, please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you.
He wants to be vindicated here.
early Tri-State Wrestling Alliance, 1990, September-ish.
Joel Goodhart, Bonner. I
That's
don't
like
know where it was.
Hashtag. Hashtag bar.
yeah. This is like Hacky Gilmore with the "I hate that Bob Barker," like that. Oh, I hate that Terry Funk line.
So the Impact players run in, and they have like this barbed wire. It's like a a cube, kind of like a circle-y kind of thing. Or sphere, yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good call, Ollie.
Dude, what about
Sphere.
the Bubba Splash? Did we get to that point yet?
Stiff.
Shit.
Nailed you with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
he killed me. How do you not have that, Tosh? What do you give that spot right there? A 2.4?
No, I don't give spots.
Maybe on the Richter scale.
Good call.
On the Richter scale, that's great. I wish I had that line.
So then
He killed me on that.
Dreamer's just gushing blood at this point, and Francine comes in, kicks him right in the balls. He kind of jumps a little bit before it on the
Well,
spot.
Hack takes the tombstone on the.
That's right, on the barbed wire. I'm
spear.
sorry.
Yeah,
from Justin.
Yeah, and you
gives
get
him
a
that.
piece, and you get a piece caught in your head.
Yeah.
with it.
How great was that?
It was awesome.
How great is that? When that shit happens to you, then people know, damn, that's barbed wire.
Yeah.
If it's you gotta pull it out of your clothes, that's barbed
I know
wire.
you can see the blood spot on your head like throughout the match.
Yeah,
It
it
was
Did you call that spot too?
Yes.
And then after Francine came in, I think we all knew what was next. We were all anticipating it. A cat fight, because out comes Beulah. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hack. Beulah hadn't done anything in the business for years and years up to this point. Nothing at all.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
she wasn't seen from a while. Yeah,
like,
for a while.
probably like since like 97,
Yeah, but
90,
it was great
87.
that she was there and they popped for her.
Oh, they popped huge.
And Franny's so great for her.
Franny and her have a great cat fight.
Dude, Franny took a great bump on
Dude, when she took her first bad bump,
Yeah.
I got it as a note here somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I texted her.
Yeah.
I was like, great bump, Franny.
She looked tremendous too. Like
Oh, tremendous.
yeah. So
I'm sure I jerked off to it at some point.
so Tommy
4 stars.
5 stars.
No, she's like a 5'1".
Okay, she's a 5'1". Okay.
That's like 35 seconds tops.
Okay. All right. It's a
Boom,
great
done.
outfit.
4 stars.
So Tommy and Beulah hit stereo DDTs on the Dudleys, and then
You have the botched DDT by Bubba.
he just like kind of fell down while Beulah grabbed
Dude,
his head.
that's so on him.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
so
no, but
on
he's
him.
trying to make sure he gets it. She's
He's
not going to
protecting her.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
he's thinking about right
She's
there.
not going to take
She's
him
more
down.
late than he's early. And that's the bottom
Yeah,
line.
right.
Now you should have did the pinch the arm thing to know for
I
him
know,
to
but
do
it's,
down.
I know, but it's hard with a 100-pound girl right there. You know what I mean? I would have had something a little bit tighter.
Okay.
You know, I would have figured I would have been like, hey, girl, you know what I mean? This is a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Let's get it tight.
I kind of liked how afterwards.
I'll be
Get it
like,
tight.
pull my ass down. I'll be like, get your one hand on my pants, and when you pull, I know to come down. Something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I kind of liked how afterwards they both went for covers too, even though Beulah's not in the match.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Yeah.
That pops me. Yeah,
I didn't even pick that up. Good
Yeah.
job.
I've never even picked
Well,
that
and
up.
before all that, when after like Beulah comes in and they do that whole spot, and then it's like they have their moment, and he's just a bloody mess.
I know.
Like,
She's like all snuggled up again.
Just blood in her hair.
Dude, that's love.
That's
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Right.
love.
yeah, it's
That's
a great
rough.
moment. Yeah.
that's awesome. And after that, Bubba got like just totally fired up. It looked like he just immediately went for a table
Dude gave Hack a cane shot
of
from
the
hell.
century.
They don't even see you don't even see the worst one. He gave me
second
that
one.
one. The second one
Yeah.
that you don't see because his body's in front.
It's like a
was
baseball bat.
He hit me with the last 6 inches.
Dude, that's what I'm
the
saying.
very
I'm like,
tip.
dude, Bubba would always lay it in, and Bubba was willing to take it. So, you know, no
I didn't care.
So, no
I'm
problem
just like,
there.
oh shit!
But I'm like,
the
dude,
problem is too, my head is again near the ropes, so he can't hit me with the middle of it on my head. You know what I mean? Because the ropes are like six inches behind my head.
You're
so-
talking about the second one when you're already on the ground.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was,
I'm just like, damn, Bubba, like, laying it in is fine, but at least lay it in with the fat part of the fucking cane. Like, jeez.
I had no problem with it.
it's
dude.
the main event.
No, I know you
one
did.
night stand.
Dude, I know that.
That was
Just watching it, you're like,
I
damn.
bet Bubba slapped the piss out of me one night. I can tell you this quick story. It was 1996. I know that because that's when Oxycontins were made. Earlier that weekend, I went into my doctor's office, right? And the wife, the mother of one of my sons, CJ, she used to sell drugs. That means she would go into doctors' offices and sell you the newest thing and stuff. So one of those pharmaceutical reps was in the doctor's office before me. So I sit down there, the doctor's doing something, and there was an Oxycontin pamphlet out there. So I'm like, oh, let me try these things. You know what I mean? So later on that weekend, I'm in the play. I use shit on these things. I gave Sabu his first one, Van Dam his first one. They were jogging around this pool. We were right over the bridge somewhere like like Moorestown or something like that in a YMCA. Those two were so high too. They're jogging around this freaking pool. They couldn't stop moving, and I must have done something goofy that night. And Bubba slapped the piss out of me.
damn.
All right, big story. No, slapped me harder than I've ever been slapped, ever in my life.
Wow.
Was it?
Dude, knocked me down with it.
Really?
Ooh,
Yeah, but I think I stiffed him with it because we had a wood. Oh my god, I remember this stuff. We had a wooden ladder that night. That was the only thing in the building, and I think I stiffed him with this wooden ladder, and then we just got him, bam. He's knocked me right down. Bubba's like 350 right now.
Yeah, this
He's
is like his
big. He's a big boy.
So he gave you a slap.
Yeah. Oh,
was a good
dude,
one,
hardest I've ever been hit.
Then Bubba, they give you a double powerbomb through the table, and you kick out at 2 from the powerbomb through it. And then there was a 3D to Dreamer, and then out came Spike Dudley in classic old school Spike Dudley gear with a huge bottle of propane. They seem to have multiple bottles of propane. I think they poured like
Propane.
I'm sorry,
Lighter
what was it?
fluid.
Lighter fluid. What the heck's wrong with me?
All right, what'd you give this match? A
Here we
1.2.
go. Yeah, Bubba unloads like a gallon of lighter fluid on the thing. He's
I
just
know,
like,
that's the
I
thing.
know, it goes and gives you a kick and gets right back to it.
That's the thing, though. That's how you can get burnt. When you put a puddle on there, right? When you hit the thing, if you
It'll
don't put
splash
the
up.
thing out, your shirt's going to absorb it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I've seen some guys take that and they're on fire for a little bit.
Damn. Well, they give it to the table is on fire, and they powerbomb Dreamer through it.
And the pop is like so huge, and I'm like, all right, they put a freaking table of fucking fire.
The fire goes
Remember,
out.
this is '05 though too. Like this is not like
Yeah, but everybody had seen it for years.
I thought it was a great finish.
Yeah, but everybody hadn't seen it in years because
Well,
WWE's
being
not
there,
WWE's
and then
not
being
doing
in the
framing
crowd.
tables. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
And I love it. Dreamer does this amazing, like he's having a seizure cell. His cell.
Oh,
is
he does that
perfect.
great cell.
He
Oh,
does
the
that
shaking.
the shaking. And Devon used to do that too. Devon would do a little bit of that too.
Him on his ass.
Yeah.
Devon, when he took
did
the
it,
ball,
when you
and
guys
he could
did the
jump
what?
on his ass. I don't know how your ass cheeks can be that tight, where you can jump up like 6 inches and move to your
I don't
right
know if
the whole
that's a
time.
prerequisite to do that, Bum. To have tight ass cheeks, but
That and RVD has
when he took the pile driver,
yeah,
he would
just like
Yes.
spring up.
Yeah. So my favorite thing, Bubba hops on like he's recovering a fumble for the pin.
Yeah.
And final 3 count, 1, 2, 3. Just absolutely epic match. Perfect main event for this show. I thought it was tremendous. I'll go around and ask you guys first. Actually, I'll give my star rating 5.1 stars.
All right, Toss. All right.
Loser.
5.1.
That's what he gives himself, so I'm beating him to it.
I didn't give myself that.
I would say 4. I would say 4. It was good.
No, I would give it a legit 4. That would be my
Yeah.
legit rating. Hack, what do you want? 4? Ollie?
I would give it a 4 too.
Yeah? No, absolutely amazing. So post.
Actually, I'm going 4.5.
Damn, I love it. All right, nice.
But after all the extracurriculars, it jumps it up ahead.
Well, the whole
It's not even
segment.
the match.
hold on. Yeah,
the
the
whole
whole
The
segment.
extracurriculars could be worth that extra
Somebody
1.1.
give me a beer.
So post match, this is amazing. The post match stuff makes the show. It's the cherry on top of the sundae that we just got here, right? So after the match, Sandman, you saved Beulah from taking a 3D. And then you're just caning Spike Dudley in the head. But while you're doing so, you're pleading for a beer. Like it's the only thing that could save your life right now. You are screaming out, "Who has a beer? I need a beer! I need a beer!"
And usually it's the other way around. You're on the ground and someone else is asking a beer for you so you can get back up.
Didn't even think about that.
And then you hear it, the glass breaks, and out comes Steve Austin, the biggest star in pro wrestling history, walking out to the ring.
At that point, was he?
Oh, he all time. He's
Probably,
At
yeah.
that point?
he's drew
I mean,
more
he was
money.
Than Hogan?
I mean, he was,
He's drew more money than Hogan. Is why I'm saying biggest star.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
I mean, he was
but the
done
price of a
working.
ticket was worth this in that day than this.
Austin's the biggest star ever. Yeah.
yeah, he was done working for like 2 years by then.
Yeah, he didn't need it anymore. So Austin comes out, and then he's saying, "Let's get everybody out here for a beer bash, but before we drink," and he invites out the entire locker room. The entire locker room's emptied out, but before we drink, we need to have a fight. And then he's calling out Eric Bischoff. And Joey Styles has another awesome line. He says, "You were the worst goddamn play-by-play man I have ever heard." And you know that Joey meant that shit. When
Yep.
Joey Styles said that, he actually meant that.
Oh, dude, Joey was shooting.
He was. Like, he legit meant that shit. Like, that
Because he
mattered.
didn't
to him.
know if, like, ECW was going to be, like, if that's his one night, he's shooting and whatever, so be it.
He's getting everything off his chest. this
And was
night.
that after he walked out?
No, this
No,
was...
that was before he walked out on WWE.
Okay,
He didn't even.
all right.
He wasn't even employed by WWE yet.
No.
I couldn't remember like the whole timing of that thing when he did like the shoot promo off and he literally walked off.
Yeah, no, that was like a year and a half, 2 years later, I
Okay.
think. I think it was actually the next year to set up ECW's Resurrection.
Okay.
When they came back on Sci-Fi, which we'll get to next week. But it was so cool to see Joey like have his moment and then really just stick it to Bischoff, because I love that. That was really awesome. And then Austin's calling everybody out, and Austin's saying everybody's got to come down here and fight unless I go up there myself, and that's what kind of made them all like go down. Which
Yeah, I guess they're all scared as fucking Steve
Stone
Austin.
Cold, yeah, like one guy's gonna whoop 40 guys' ass, but it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, so we'll give you a pass on that. And then out comes, after all the guys come out to the ring, and that's really cool just to see, like, there was this amazing like standoff between all the ECW guys and all the WWF
I know
guys.
there's like 30 dudes. There's a lot
Probably
of people
more
in
than
that
that.
ring. Yeah, I was
I
going to
know,
say
it's-
30, 40
yeah,
dudes
it's a
like in
lot.
that ring.
How many
Like,
people do you think were in the ring at that point? I mean, it's probably like close to 50.
I don't know, but did you see where I was?
Yeah.
Sitting on the top rope.
just like orchestrating everything. Like, yeah, get them,
there's
guys.
so many people there. I'm like, well, if a fan's looking from there, I'm going to be the one that's going to sit it and stand out. It's just like, it's like common camera sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Put myself up above everybody else.
Yeah. So, Kurt
And I
Angle.
don't want to be in the fray when they're doing that beginning stuff. No way do I want to be in the mix.
No, you're smart. You know what you're doing. It's why you set up battle royals.
Because who knows what's really going to happen in there?
Yeah.
Seriously, well, and we're going to talk about
We're
it.
going to talk about that. But so then Angle's all fired up, and out comes Taz. And Taz is, he's got the towel over his head. He's actually like kind of in the gimmick, and Angle gets kind of like,
Yeah, how about Angle
And
doing
he's
the
fat.
job for Taz?
yeah. I mean, look, Angle put him over.
Vince tells you whatever. Vince is telling you what's going on here. You don't say no to that.
No, I mean, I guess, but
Angle put him over his first night in the company too. Royal Rumble 2000.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He did a clean job for him. Taz's first match in WWF was beating the undefeated Kurt Angle. So like they did push him right away pretty hard, but then never really did much with Taz in WWF.
And then they figured out he was a midget.
I think they already knew that.
So this is the moment that kind of a lot of people still talk about to this day was JBL and Blue Meanie, a friend of the show, Blue Meanie. You could tell when you watch it over, they kind of just, JBL makes a beeline to him right away. When Meanie had his back turned, Meanie was kind of working. It looked like Meanie was working the coach. And JBL just kind of like starts throwing live rounds at him. Hack, I got to ask you, when you're in the ring with this whole segment and then backstage dealing with it all, what
I had no idea what was going on.
really?
Had zero idea.
Okay, because when I'm rewatching this, I noticed that towards the end of it, and obviously I think Tracy Smothers knew what was going on because he was starting to work over JBL a little bit, which looked real to me. And then how it ends for JBL in the ring is,
Oh, dude, what a great fight that would have been. JBL versus I'd probably still take Tracy.
I was going to ask you that
Dude,
because
didn't I tell you guys the story?
Toughest guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he started out fighting as a 14-year-old kid for money at these big farms and stuff. Tracy was a badass.
yeah, no, I know you've said that, like he was the baddest dude in
And
the locker room.
JBL ain't no slouch either.
No, he's
but
a
I
big-
don't know. But he's not like you know how big he was when he was with the acolytes or whatever. You know what I mean? This is a different JBL from then.
Right. But it looked like Tracy was having Meanie's back. And the reason I ask you, too, is towards the end when all the guys start to get thrown out of the ring and knocked out and everything, you have JBL in your kendo stick holding him back.
Because I'm feeling what's going on in the ring, and I know it's supposed to happen, but it was never designated between any of us who would be the last people in. You know what I mean? There's some guys on their side that probably did like punch and like rolled out. You know what I'm saying? That didn't want to be part of it, don't want to get hurt. There's a lot of guys in there. You know
Well,
what
I'm
I mean?
thinking you see in JBL in the ring is like the last, biggest known
I'm like,
dude. So you're like, all right, I'm going to grab him real quick.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, and remind me to talk about the end that you didn't watch. But yeah, JBL's there, and he's their like top guy. You know what I mean? So let me get over there, and I get right in his ear. I'm like, hey, you ready to go? He's like, yeah, thanks, dude. And we just rolled out together.
And then Bubba kind of pulls him out of the ring.
yeah,
towards the end.
exactly.
Yeah.
The Bubba pulled him. I handed him off to Bubba.
Yeah, it was certainly interesting in that. Have you ever been involved in like a battle royal where guys like start shooting on each other?
No.
Yeah, like to me, like that was totally weird that it happened, but apparently
When
they.
you notice
Dude,
afterwards,
JBL had a black eye and Meanie was bleeding. He was busted
Yeah.
up. Like they got each other pretty good.
So I was reading over some stuff in the sheets, and apparently Meanie had a cut from the match. He did an interference spot in the match with you and Raven 2 nights before. And he had a couple stitches, and he had so that cut got reopened. He also had another cut on the back of his head when JBL starts stiffing him with some of the live
But
rounds.
why?
Apparently,
I think I heard the story before.
Meanie had said a couple things about him, and they did not get along when Meanie was in WWF, and JBL always, like, I don't know, held a
He
grudge.
might have been being a bully back then too. That's
Yeah,
JBL.
I mean, he had a rep for
the
that.
weakest guy in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he had a rep for being a bully.
Yeah, and kind of, I don't know, took advantage of him and went after him. And apparently, when Meanie got to the back, Johnny Ace chewed him out originally. Was very upset because they made a rule where no color. They didn't want those guys getting color, and Meanie had to tell him that it was
hard way, dude.
It was hard way, and then him and JBL start getting into it again. Had to get separated.
I don't know about that. Well, you got to remember, Dude, that locker room was all cut up in that building. There were stairs going this way. There were stairs going this way.
Yeah, that building's weird. Like it's like levels to the locker room. Like you go up one set of stairs, and then there's like some rooms there. Then you go over another set of stairs. There's like other locker rooms.
And then it's like you go and there's like little rooms off of each little level. It's weird.
Yeah. So I'm the first people. I'm like one of the first guys out through the door. I don't know which way the WCW guys went, but I was like, hey, I'm rolling right after Austin's pouring that beer down my throat. I'm like, all right, it's time to go. I start leaving it, and right at the end, I get up the stairs. I turn around, and Austin's right behind me. I said, let me stay here for a second. Me and Steve held our hands up at the end of that pay-per-view. That's how it ended. I had no idea that it was supposed to end that way. I had no idea. I presumed that we were already off the air. That's why I was getting my ass out of there. I'm like, why do I want to be there if we're not on the air?
How cool is it for you to not only just to relive ECW for that one-night stand and then kind of catapulting you guys for a bit of a comeback and everything, but you really got to share moments with what I said is the biggest star in pro wrestling history. Like, looking back on this now, like, how amazing.
And he used my gimmick.
He's using your gimmick.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like there's been a lot of guys like that. I've worked Ivan Koloff. I've worked Don Morocco. I've worked Jimmy Superfly Snuka. You know what I mean? Jerry Lawler. You know, I've worked some of Cactus Jack. You know, I've worked some greats.
Well, and I think for you it's a little bit different with Stone Cold because like,
well, no, but like I'm doing my thing, dude.
But you were working with him before he was even Stone Cold, like in ECW. You know, so like you don't have the same like.
Yeah, but no, dude, he walked into that lot. Like people respected him because everybody knew he was an unbelievable worker.
Absolutely.
Everybody. You're talking about like originally.
Yeah. Steve walked into that room and everybody was like, ooh. I was happy to be getting along with him going over the match, and then we did a Three Stooges spot where I go to poke him in the eye. I go to poke him in the eyes, and he sticks his hand up, and then we do this thing. We actually did a Three Stooges spot. All right, it was his idea.
I can't wait to do that match eventually on the show. That's certainly really cool stuff. And overall, Hack, like, this is a legendary show in pro wrestling history, and you got to main event it, and you got to close it, and I think that's so cool. So, guys,
that means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? I could have been just as happy as opening that. Could you imagine me opening that show? Can you imagine my music hitting to start?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They might lose their minds. You know what I mean? They know somebody's ready. And, you know what I'm saying? But
you almost can't follow that, so you can't put your own.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can follow that easy.
I think it was
maybe if RVD was working.
Maybe.
Wow.
Steve Carino, wow. Overall, though, I think that this is absolutely a classic pay-per-view. It was so cool that WWE allowed you guys to have this night, and they did it for a reason. There was a clamoring from the fans out there for ECW, and
clamoring.
You like that word?
Wow. Are you my mom in 1970s reading a Harlequin romance novel right here? He was clamoring and pining for her loins.
You are just burying me. Overall, though, guys, what did you think of the show? Ollie?
Oh, it's a great show. I mean, I love it. It's one of my favorites ever to watch, for sure.
Yeah. Ty?
Yeah, 100%. And like, and looking back on it, like at the time, the last time I had been at an ECW show, I had to have been about like 10. And then now at One Night Stand, I'm about 15, 16, whatever it is. And it's like, it's so different. Like, it was so cool. Like, everybody was back together. Like, wrestling, like, it was fun again. Like, just for that night, it was super cool.
It was family.
Yeah, like it was
just
super cool to see everybody.
We got lucky. Well, because we all stationed ourselves like one level below, right underneath the ring. That's where their catering was.
Yeah,
we all dressed in the catering and stuff like that. All their other guys were somewhere else. You know what I mean? But all of us just dressed right in the catering room.
Yeah, it was just going from 10 years old to 15 and just seeing all those guys again. It was super cool. Like even for that night, it was awesome because that's what wrestling was like to me my whole entire life. ECW. I didn't grow up watching WWE, WWF at the time. Idolizing Macho Man and Hulk Hogan and this. I idolized Hack and Sabu and Rey Mysterio, all those guys. So it was super cool, great pay-per-view, and awesome that I can rewatch
that makes
it.
my heart warm. Me idolize.
But
it's like a snuggly blanket.
You're such a dick.
Well, you need to go.
What did you think of the show, Hack?
dude, it was cool.
Final thoughts?
Freaking loved it. What are you kidding me?
Yeah. Okay.
Loved it.
Next up on the show next week, we are covering a show that was not a classic, and that was ECW on Sci-Fi Episode 1. We got to talk about Sandman and the Zombie.
And the difference between products from this one to that one.
Absolutely. But before we go, guys, we have our listener question segment.
Oh, yeah.
As always, send listener questions into sandmanpod@gmail.com.
I want to know a bar tab, and I want to know what Uncle Henry's doing.
Wow, we got both of them in here tonight, Hack, so we got a lot
Of course you do, because they're fake.
Yeah, they're not. These are real shoot people. I swear to God.
I thought they were fake.
These are real. They're actually real people. Darren writes in.
Darren, you sound fake, Darren. Where are you from?
He didn't give us a town. So.
All right, and let us know your phone number, too, so we can contact and make
Social
sure.
Security.
He was writing in about
Driver's license number.
He was writing in about One Night Stand. Was there any talent that you wish that could have been on the show? And if so, who would you have wanted there and why?
Scotty and Shane.
Scotty and Shane.
Yeah, there's going to be some people that... but...
And
I could go to Bigelow, too. I could go to Terry, too. There's a lot of guys.
There was a
a lot of
pretty much the guys in TNA.
Johnny and Teddy.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's a great question there, Darren.
That was a public enemy, Johnny and Teddy. Just saying no.
Eric H writes in, "Hey everyone,
Eric, where are you from?"
Didn't give us the town either.
I'm never answering the question again if you don't tell me where you're from and what street you live on.
Social Security.
It's a new edict here by
New edict. I like that.
Yeah, these are the qualifications.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, these are the qualifications. The new qualifications for listener questions.
Gotta have a town for Hack, guys. Come on.
And your bank account number.
Your
Please put
routing
the
number
ABA on there too.
Yeah. The 3-digit card on the back of your card.
The CVC or whatever the fuck it
Yes,
is.
we need that as well. Hey, everyone. As a 13-year-old at the time of ECW One Night Stand, I would have given anything to go to that show. However, I live in L.A., so he did give us a town. All right, there we go. And there was no way I could have made the trip at the time. It is what it is. As someone who wasn't watching the original ECW in the 90s, but had been learning about ECW through the rise and fall of ECW, what was it like to walk in that building and see the set, the ring, etc.?
What building?
The Hammerstein.
Like, I guess he's asking, like, what was it like to see the ECW setup again? Like, when you first got there, like, did that mean anything to you? Like,
I don't know. There was so much going on that day, and I'd already known the ambiance of the building. You know what I mean? So,
right.
and I'd already been in there, been in the ring before with the show and everything. You know what I mean? So I'm not even sure that I even made it up to there because I was very familiar with my surroundings.
Gotcha.
Was there like a part that like you like walked out? I don't know if you like walked out or you just saw it and you like thought for a second like we're back, boys, or like he's saying. What did you think of the like? Or you got to the building and was like, we're back.
No, because it's a pain in the ass. You're in New York and the parking and everything. It's just like you get there and you're pissed. Because it's a pain in the ass to get in the building. Seriously, you're pissed when you get there.
I remember we used to like park in that alleyway. We would do like
we got
totally
lucky
illegally park in that alleyway. Yeah.
He also had a nice note. I really enjoyed meeting Sandman at Tribute to the Extreme in April, and thank him for taking the time to answer my question. He's a really cool guy, and I've become even more of a fan of his ever since. Well, you're an idiot there about that one. I got to bury him back when I can.
You're killing me. Well, don't bury me with a fan. through a fan. I'm disappointed in you.
That was my joke.
I'm
today.
seriously disappointed in you.
I'm sorry.
Using a fan to get to me.
I'm sorry, Hack. I apologize.
That was
That was low. I'm better than that. I'm better than that.
Wow, that's like soap opera
As
stuff.
long as Blake doesn't write it again, I don't want to hear from that.
Yeah,
Blake.
fuck him.
Oh, now he's throwing the heat on Blake.
Yeah, I am. I'm done.
Wow, he just threw it right to Blake, right past you on the Blake. You're incredible.
So, Johnny-
You're 3.1 bullshit.
Johnny from Milford, Connecticut writes in, I always enjoyed watching Sandman and Dreamer beat up the Dudleys at a place called The Sting in New Britain. It had a strip club built in called Molly Malone's. Does the Sandman have any good stories from The Sting or Molly Malone's? Great show, guys.
I don't know. Usually if I'm at a strip club, there's a lot of drugs, and I probably will wake up and not remember it anyway, so you're beat.
Where's New Britain?
I don't know. I guess Massachusetts or Connecticut. This guy's from Connecticut.
Yeah,
so.
he gets to see Connecticut. He said he was there.
Oh, God.
You don't know Molly Malone?
You're so agitated right now, man.
I'm having fun.
Pat from Lowminster, Massachusetts writes in.
Wait, from where?
Lowminster, Massachusetts.
Not Highminster.
Yeah, Lowminster. What's up, guys? The funniest podcast on the map. What are some of your favorite bands you listen to when you're working out or cruising? And if you had to pick a 40 ounce of your choice, what's Hack picking?
All right, first of all, let me hit it with a band. A what?
What are you listening like music? That's his
I
question.
don't. I listen to sports talk. That's it.
Bruno Mars, guys. Hack
Oh,
loves
Bruno Mars. I love Bruno Mars, Michael Jackson,
Lil
Prince, Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, just everything. And every great rock band in the 70s and late 60s.
Okay. And then he asked if you had to pick a 40 ounce of your choice, what are you picking?
Oh, freaking golden monkey, because it's the highest percentage.
They don't
It's
even make a 40 of that.
Well, I ain't drinking one of this. It's a golden monkey.
All right, you're drinking 40.
Oh, dude, that would get most people buzzed for the night, dude.
Absolutely.
40 ounce golden monkey at
Dude, no doubt.
9.46%.
Dude,
I think
100%.
Yeah,
I'd have
I'd
a
be
tummy
down
ache.
for the count.
Yeah.
You know what? I love the old E, and you drink the neck of the old E, and then fill it up with orange juice. What's that called again?
Drinking who's he and slurping what?
No, it's Old English. He's calling it OE.
Old E.
Oh, I never even heard that.
You know Old English.
Yeah, I know, but
Go in there and
nobody
give
ever
me
used
full
it as initials to me before.
Faux phonies OE.
Did you ever play Edward 40 Hands, Hack?
Obviously not. I don't even know what the frick it is.
Moving on. Joe from Scotland.
They made a joke on me.
No,
Jay.
it's a stupid
Please
game.
get me back now.
You're clearly not a drink. You're clearly not a drinker.
Yeah.
Hey, 99 bananas are bust.
Yeah, okay. Joe from Scotland writes in, so
Joe from Scotland.
question, at one night stand, when the guy besides Hack took the cane and repeatedly bashed his head, how hard was it not to chuck him off the balcony? That dude isn't worthy of the cane.
Oh, no, dude, it was hard. You have to understand something. I was telling my sons and stuff. There's a guy behind me that's holding my
already
You
went
belt.
also
over
told
this.
them too.
All right, so am I done with the story?
Yeah, whatever you want, man.
Well, there was something else about in there.
Jesus
Just were you,
Christ.
did you think about
Oh,
throwing
no,
the
I've
guy off
never
the
let
balcony?
anybody do that before.
Yeah, but it was one night stand. You were let him go. He's
Well,
feeling
no, I don't need to be
Hack
on.
didn't want him to
I
do
don't
it.
need to be on pay-per-view right there and snatching that guy around the neck.
it. True.
You know what I'm saying?
True. Johnny from San Antonio writes in, does Hack recall the incident with Junkyard Dog and New Jack and money owed to New Jack over some crack? JYDJ's
Yeah.
only appearance in ECW with the bandage on his face reportedly after the incident.
Yeah, there was some heat between those two. I would love to say I was there for it, but I was around there doing so. I was probably out getting coke or doing something like that. But yeah, there was big heat between those two, and Jack smacked him around.
He smacked around the dog. Damn. All right. He said, absolutely dig the show, dig Hack's stories and the camaraderie among the crew. Keep up the good work. Pop one open and fire one up.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it. Keep listening.
Yeah, thank you, Johnny. Up next, your favorite Hack, Uncle Howard writes in.
Howard!
Howard!
You loser.
I'll have to try to keep my composure. Murray met my humble travelers. 'Tis Uncle Howard at your service, my lords. I trust all is well in your enchanted realm. I have a question for all of the hosts, not just Hack. If you could be any animal besides a human, what would you pick and why? I would be a duck because I have never seen a duck with money troubles.
Off with his head.
So what would you be if you could be an animal,
Dude,
Hack?
seriously, it's the easiest question ever.
Okay, what would you be?
It'd be the fucking lion.
Oh, you're going to be a lion.
The
Okay.
king of the fucking jungle.
Okay.
I'd be a turtle.
I like turtles. Ollie?
No, Galapagos turtle because you live for like 250 years,
Yeah,
something
exactly.
like that.
Yeah, that's
You know
what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, you're a turtle. So
I'd be just chilling.
Anybody know where Galapagos is?
my lawyer's there right now.
No, come on, seriously, nobody here knows where Galapagos Island is.
My lawyer is literally
You
there
guys
right
are
now.
killing me. It's about 500 miles west off of the center of South
Ecuador.
America.
Ecuador.
All right, what's its longitude and latitude?
Chile.
Yeah.
I'm picking orangutan.
Okay. I'll pick a hungry hippo.
The Galapagos is the Fanatic's hometown,
That's
country,
right.
isn't it?
That's right.
Is it? That's horrible.
Good fanatic
But
knowledge.
that was
by
my
you.
other-
Yeah.
I was either going to be, I was going to be a monkey more than an orangutan.
I like the orangutan because they just chill.
Why? Because you already look like one, you hairy fuck.
He does. You had people have no idea what my son. I can't believe
Hack shaves his legs.
I do. I use them shears. Nobody cuts my hair. I use shears. I put on 9 centimeters. Yeah, the shears. I put on a 9 centimeter plastic thing on the end.
What are you, Bruce Barber Beefcake? Yeah, so you're on flex me.
No, not garden shears, you idiots. Hair shears.
Okay. Great question, Howard. Keep them coming in, man. All right, up next, one of our other favorite questioners, Drummy from Bryan Street Tavern. writes in.
Hey, what's your tab up to?
Dude, we're not answering your question unless I know that tab.
Yo, he kind of answered it. He said, my tab is pretty good so far. Would love to have everyone over to the tavern to have a nice ice-cold brew. Sandy, why are you embarrassed by Tuna Fish Sandy from Wawa?
What?
I guess apparently a couple weeks ago, these guys outed you of eating a tuna fish sandwich from Wawa, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah, because you said, I'll never eat anything from Wawa.
Yeah.
Except for their porridge or whatever
The oatmeal. You said you like oatmeal before softball.
Oh, but I paid $15 leaving the Charlotte
Oh,
airport
this is great.
for the worst chicken salad sandwich I've ever had in my life. I couldn't even finish the one bite that I took.
Oh, God, that sounds horrible.
It was the first thing he said when he walked in the door. Literally
so
coming from his
He
travels.
literally saved the sandwich just so he could show it to us and say this shit. I know it.
Plastic container and everything,
Yes.
dude. I'm like,
Yeah, he saved it just so he could say how much money he
He
spent
goes,
on it.
how
to
much do
show
you
us-
think this sandwich costs?
That's the first thing he says when he gets back?
Yes. How much do you think
I'm
this sandwich
irritated.
costs? I'm like, I don't know, like $8. $15.
I
And
was
look,
so disgusted.
I took one bite out of it. I couldn't even finish it.
You
I
brought
couldn't
the
even
chicken
finish it.
salad sandwich back on the plane?
and then I used it. And I stuck it on the island and let it sit there for a couple days.
Yeah, it was like a shrine.
No. All right. I don't know if Pap could get to it or Rube. Drummy also had a question. If you could take any present wrestler on a fishing trip, who would it be and why? Thanks for answering my questions.
I ain't going fishing.
That's.
I'm not.
You're not going fishing. You're not going to take
No,
anybody fishing.
it's the fucking most boring thing ever on the planet, for one. And for two, if you say, oh, yeah, well, I'll go out on a boat and do that for like 6 hours during the day, I'd rather kill myself. Put the hook in my mouth, rip me, gut me like a fish before I even get on the boat. I'd rather be dead than do that.
All right, Drummy.
That's the worst thing. I've done it like twice in my life. Oh, my God, the worst experience.
Would you get mounted?
I'm picturing the
And I was like that one that goes on your wall and
Yeah.
it sings to you.
The Sopranos.
Well,
That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah. What does that thing sing to you?
Like, come on, my baby.
Bob's
come on,
Big
my
Bass.
baby.
Bob's Big Bass.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm going to get you one of those for
I
Christmas.
want to be in my next life.
In your next life. Up next, as always, Kevin from Dayton, Ohio writes in, Hey Hack and the crew, love the show. As it pertains to One Night Stand going into the show, what were your expectations for ECW? Did you think that
Zero.
Zero.
Absolutely zero.
So you didn't think anything that could
Zero.
Well, I mean, look, it relaunched the company, so
Yeah, I know, but I can't have expectations. It's called One Night Stand.
yeah, well, it's a one night stand, Kev. That's interesting because next week on the show we are covering ECW on Sci-Fi Episode 1, where Hack goes toe to toe with a zombie.
Timmy.
Dude, was the zombie like a total rib? Like
We'll get to it next week. We'll get to it next week. Where it's a little teaser, little teaser right there by you,
Sci-Fi
Ty.
Network premiere. Sci-Fi Network.
that's
Magic
funny.
Glue.
All right, guys, we will catch you next week for ECW on Sci-Fi Episode number 1. Like, share, review, tell a friend, and guys, we got that merch coming out, everybody. Merch.
I'm tired of hearing about it.
But before we do, as always, Hack, the cane of the week and the toast of the week.
Right, we're only getting one this week, and it's a toast, and you guys will have no clue about it. That it was the first time ever that the Americans
Beat the Pakistani team. I saw it earlier.
That's great that you know that.
In cricket.
Yeah, we beat them in cricket. People, you have no idea. If you just knew like the history of cricket, United States. First of all, cricket's played 87 zillion times more across the planet than baseball is. People don't understand that. It's played everywhere in all of India, Africa,
Dude, the
Europe.
Pakistanis are legit at cricket.
Yeah, dude. So it's just it's very significant to me that the Americans are making a mark there.
That's awesome. No, I did see that earlier, and that's super cool. So
That's great.
Great toast of the week, guys. Like, share, review, tell a friend, tell a buddy, get them listening to the show. Leave us a
Telegram.
review. Telegram. We will catch you next week for ECW on Sci-Fi Episode number 1.
Peace.